The catastrophe is coming. I took my whole family to cultivate immortality. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 76, Turning Passive into Active. Yan Xiao was practicing alone in the room, and whoever experienced the test of life and death suddenly had to recover. Holding the phone, Yan Xiao hesitated for countless times, but finally did not call Qin Feng's number. Yan Xiao regretted it when she felt that death was coming. In any case, she should have told Qin Feng that she liked him. Will the second alien beast launch an attack somewhere? Perhaps it would be better to tell this matter earlier. However, after Yan Xiao was temporarily safe, he hesitated again. People are like this. They always worry about gains and losses, and Yan Xiao can tell that there is an invasion of alien beasts. Qin Feng must be very busy now. In this case, it is better not to disturb, and there will be more suitable opportunities in the future. At the same time, in Dukou village, all immortal practitioners from the Qin family gathered in the competition arena. Qin Feng was in the middle of the crowd, and his expression was extraordinarily calm. The more it gets to this time, the more Qin Feng has to keep calm, so that the people of the clan will feel more stable. Qin Zhu and Qin Ya have already rushed back, and are reporting the relevant situation there. Brother Feng, after killing all the alien beasts, I made sure that there was no danger, so I left. The surprise is that Miss Yan Xiao is also an immortal cultivator. While speaking, Qin Ya looked at Qin Feng deliberately, wondering what the reaction was. Qin Feng looked very calm, just nodded. Okay, I get it now. There was no other explanation. Whether it was Qin Ya or other people who were immortals, they didn't ask any more questions. Almost everyone made up their minds and felt that the relationship between Qin Feng and Yan Xiao was definitely not ordinary. It was the suzerain's private matter, so it would be better not to intervene too much. Qin Ya simply changed the subject. What happened later was similar to what happened to Sister Qin Zhu. Many people asked me where I came from, but I didn't say much. Qin Wen is straight-minded and asked, Brother Feng, if such a thing happens in the future, are we going to continue to conceal our identity? Qin Feng smiled and said slowly, it's not necessary. At the beginning, maybe no one thought of our fairy village. As things continue to ferment, with the current technical means, sooner or later, clues about us will be tracked. There is no need to conceal it deliberately, and there is no need to publicize it in a high-profile manner. Everything will be just as it should be. Yes, Sect Master. Everyone responded in awe and became more and more respectful towards Qin Feng's attitude. Qin Zhu said at this time, I already said at that time, when killing alien beasts, we can feel that the flesh and blood of alien beasts will help us improve our physique, and the spiritual energy between heaven and earth seems to be gradually increasing. Good news for sure. However, now we are too passive. We always rush out when danger occurs. At that time, many people have been killed and injured. I have been thinking about how to solve this problem. The clansman fell silent, thinking about the solution to the problem. Qin Feng spoke up. I have also thought about this issue, and decided for the time being that all of you should leave the village, and be distributed in various cities, so that once danger arises, it can be stopped in time, and when necessary, they can also support each other. Qin Hongfu spoke worriedly. The way the sect master said is really good, but after all of us leave, what should we do if the village encounters any danger? Yes, our family is all here. If the family can't protect it, what's the point of our immortality cultivation? Qin Feng waved his hand and everyone stopped discussing. You don't have to worry, I will personally sit in the village. With me and the magic barrier, the village will not be in any danger. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief in an instant. Everyone had absolute trust in Qin Feng. To be honest, in the hearts of the clan, as long as Qin Feng is in the village, it is more effective than if they stay to protect his family. Go get the map. Everyone has divided the area, and then go straight. Remember, it is our responsibility to fight against alien beasts, but you must pay attention to your own safety. Even if you are an immortal, you only have one life. I understand. Clear. All the clansmen responded loudly, both apprehensive and excited. The days for everyone to become immortals are not too short. Usually, apart from learning from each other, there is no chance to take action. Now, it is just time to show off your skills. If you are not excited, it will be abnormal. Of course, the beasts are ferocious, and there will be some anxiety in their hearts. Fortunately, Qinzu and Qinya have made good start one after another, and most of them are still full of confidence. Soon, Qin Feng divided the area and everyone knew where to go to prepare. In advance. Qin Hao learned from Qin Feng's side, clasped his fists and saluted. Sect Master, I'm going. Qin Feng nodded, patted Qin Haoxu on the shoulder, and then watched Qin Haoxu Kyuxu and leave. Immediately afterwards, the clan cultivators came to Qin Feng to salute each, and then left generously. Watching the clansmen leave one by one, Qin Feng's expression did not change, but he sighed in his heart that the end is coming. But what he has done in the past few years has not been in vain, and the clansmen are generous. Then there is hope for Huaxia. I don't know who shouted, my Qin family will last forever. The Qin family is eternal. The various immortal clansmen responded in succession, and then went their separate ways without fear. At this time, there are standing fighters in each city, mainly because the official can't judge when and where the alien beasts will invade the city. The popularity on the internet is still high. Some people don't know where to get the videos of foreign cities encountering alien beasts. After seeing that hot weapons are completely unable to injure alien beasts, the barrages sighed that the defense capabilities of those alien beasts are to heaven defying. When the superheroes from the United States appeared, killed some alien beasts, and shouted superheroes from the crowd, everyone was still surprised. It seems that there are also powerful immortal cultivators abroad. As a result, the subsequent tyrannical alien beasts appeared, and the Transcendent team suffered heavy casualties, and withdrew from the battle. The amount of comments on the barrage is surging. This is a superhero? Forgive my unkind smile. Super Bear is almost the same. Look at our immortal cultivators in China, and then look at those so-called superheroes. A sense of pride comes unconsciously. Must have no regrets in this life to enter China. Whenever the ocean is flowing, a hero will come on stage to turn the tide. God bless China. I'm invincible as a cultivator of China, and I have no regrets in this life to enter China. For a time, the barrage was swiped by this sentence. Speaking of it, on the internet, when such opinions are unified, it is really rare. Chapter 77. The contrast is very sharp. Foreign videos continue to spread on the domestic network. Similarly, the videos of Qinzu and others fighting against alien beasts have also become popular abroad. Oh my god, in the ancient and mysterious East, something incredible happened. It must be an angel. Otherwise, how can you defeat those fierce alien beasts? How lucky is Huaxia? Someone is protecting everyone's safety. But what are we going through? A ridiculous superhero who is ultimately vulnerable. What I can't figure out is that there will be nuclear missiles. What a hell of a decision. At that time, on behalf of those in power, the casualties of civilians were no longer considered, and they only thought of their own interests. What a stark contrast. What a disappointing contrast. I have praised our country countless times, but unfortunately, this time, I really can't praise it. Could it be that the people in the White Palace are all pig brains? Since they can't stop the alien beasts, they won't think about contacting Huaxia and asking for support. I believe that they will give support based on the principle of humanitarianism. There are more and more calls on the internet, and the alien beasts are still raging wildly, and there is basically no effective control. At the same time, in China, an unexpected rhythm was also brought up. I heard that those cultivators are all from the Qin family. It's basically news that is about to be confirmed. To be honest, I don't understand. Why didn't the Qin family contact the relevant state departments? I see, they just want to show off. They seem to be saving the hardships. In fact, they don't care about the death of human life. The people upstairs are talking nonsense. I'll give you a chance to reorganize the language. It's ridiculous. I am telling the truth. Every time there is a disaster, people from the Qin family will appear. What about the people who died long ago? They just died in vain? The Qin family is just bribing people's hearts. Damn. Qin family, they are just showing their importance, but don't the deceased know that they are pitied? Although some people are constantly refuting it, this argument has gained some support to a certain extent. No way. From the rise of the internet until now, there are some keyboard warriors who think they stand on the moral commanding heights and output crazy output. Immortal cultivators of the Qin family did not pay much attention to the news on the internet. According to Qin Feng's arrangement, the Qin family members are already in place, guarding against the invasion of alien beasts. Gradually, all kinds of disputes intensified. Some people even went to Yan Xiao's cyberspace and posted messages in various states, asking why Yan Xiao didn't answer relevant questions and whether he was hiding some ulterior motive. Of course, there are still rational people who try their best to refute those ridiculous remarks. In any case, Yan Xiao's fan base is soaring and has become the undisputed top class. The only pity is that after the incident in Yanjiang City, Yan Xiao has not made any statement. A day has passed, and under the night, the relatively calm and stable places Huaxia Point other countries are trying to use various methods to fight against those ferocious beasts. Of course, almost all of them have no effect, and the losses are extremely heavy. Dawn came again, and people still came and went in the cities that were not affected. Having said that, no matter what the situation is, people always have to live, so they have to do something that should be done. In Huaxia Shanjin City, early in the morning, the sky is grey and it is invisible, which makes people feel a little depressing. Pedestrians on the road looked in a hurry, and occasionally someone stopped to say hello. Among the topics, they were basically about the invasion of alien beasts. The weather is a little wicked today. I always have a bad feeling. Dude, I know what you mean, but don't say it. You always feel terrified. You're a little bit of a steal. It's fine if you don't say it. Alien beasts have already invaded 2 cities. Looking at the ghost weather here, I'm not sure if the alien beast will appear here. It would be really miserable. Hey, you still said it. I've thought about it too. The question is, if it really happened, what can I do? It depends on the fate. When talking, there was worry and helplessness on the look. It's just, what people didn't expect is that soon, the things you worry about are happening. Over Shanjin City, there are dark clouds condensing. Relatively speaking, people with certain experience have already begun to panic. It's over. It's over. I'm really afraid of what's coming. Is the alien beast coming? What can I do? Seeing that the crowd is about to fall into a panic, in this case, it is very likely that unexpected chaos will occur. Arrangement of combat troops in various cities has already begun to appease everyone's emotions and prevent chaos. The problem is that in the sky, there is already a faint rumbling sound. The vortex of the sea of clouds began to stir without warning. It's really coming. It's over. It's dead. Let go of our hometown. The screams sounded one after another, and everyone's emotions became panic. The combat troops who were guarding against the invasion of alien beasts also looked grim, and they all had their own responsibilities. However, according to yesterday's experience, after the alien beast really appeared, all the weapons were almost useless. Sometimes death is not scary. The problem is that it is a bit unacceptable that death has no meaning. Boom. When everyone's thoughts were different, there was a loud noise in the sky. In an instant, there seemed to be a gap in the sky, and there was already a tyrannical force surging, followed by a strange roar that resounded through the sky. Moo. The voice sounded like a large water buffalo, but it was even more muffled, making people's minds tremble. The news on the web has started to spread. It's over. Barbie, my hometown Shanjin City, there will be an invasion of alien beasts. Disaster is coming. If there is anyone from the Qin family, come quickly. Oh, as I said yesterday, the people of the Qin family are famous for their reputation. They won't appear until the disaster strikes completely, and the beasts are rampant. Only after experiencing pain will people be more grateful to the Qin family. The keyboard warriors on the internet have been waiting for a long time. Anyway, they are temporarily safe. Anyway, no one knows their true identities. You will be blind on the internet. There is a kind of you to deal with alien beasts. I'm particularly judging whether a refrigerator is good for cooling. I still have to be able to cool it. If I were a cultivator, I would have gone early. Anyway, I wouldn't be like the Qin family. What kind of stuff? The comment had just gone out, and as a result, an explosive message started to spread. There are immortal cultivators who have already appeared in Shanjin City. This time, they came earlier, and in time than ever. Chapter 78 Need a sense of ritual. Some keyboard warriors on the internet are ready to go crazy, and they are a little bit confused by this news. What's the situation? Why did it come so early? Doesn't it mean that it's a crazy slap in the face? Qin Feng had already arranged many clan cultivators to various cities. It just so happened that the Qin family members nearby were none other than Qin Wen. At that time, when Qin Zhu was going to Gangchuan City, Qin Wen was quite dissatisfied and kept trying to show off his skills. As a result, he was reprimanded by Qin Feng because of his temper. Later, there was an invasion of alien beasts in Yanjiang City. Qin Feng still did not send Qin Wen, just to temper this kid's temperament. After Qin Wen noticed something was wrong in Shanjin City, he was nearby and rushed there directly. Originally, the personnel of the combat troops were all facing the enemy, and when they saw someone coming from the wind, they instantly breathed a sigh of relief. Someone also shouted, "Dude, are you a fairy too?" Qin Wen almost choked to death and wanted to ask what this person looked like. "I'm a pure man." "Ah, that, right pure man. I mean, you are also a cultivator, or else." Li Tao, the commander of the combat unit who shouted, felt that the immortal cultivator in front of him was obviously better at talking than the fairies, so he quickly asked again, "Brother, what's your name?" "My name is Qin Wen." After hearing the word Qin, everyone became more confident. At the same time, they thought silently. Sure enough, some rumors on the omnipotent internet are all true. The Qin family is all immortal cultivators. First Qin Zhu, then Qin Wen. In addition to Yan Ziao, it is estimated that the girl was also surnamed Qin at the time, and she was indeed a talented person. "Are you here to stop the invasion of alien beasts?" Qin Wen nodded and blurted out, "Of course. I was ordered by our sect master Qin Feng to come to kill the alien beasts and stop the doomsday." Originally, Qin Wen was a straight person, and Qin Feng had explained that some good news was not necessary to conceal. Qin Wen was like pouring beans in a bamboo tube. He would answer whatever people asked. Of course, what Qin Wen didn't expect was that Qin Feng instantly exploded on the internet because of his few words. "It really is the Qin family in Dukao village. The Qin family is so powerful that sect master Qin Feng is not a fairy. Qin Feng must be very powerful. It would be great if we could meet once." The news spread quickly, and Yan Ziao has been paying attention to the news on the internet. Seeing that Qin Feng's news has been revealed, he also posted a status. "I think the person I'm most grateful for should be Qin Feng. I believe that if Qin Feng is here, then Huaxia will be safe and sound." In just one state, almost instantly, there are over 10,000 comments. Fairy Yan finally appeared. Queen Yan worked hard. Qin Feng? Wow, it's Qin Feng from Dukao village. What? Qin Feng? Why can't I understand? Village. Netcom. There are already alien beasts appearing in Shanjin City, and there are also Qin family members rushing ahead, saying they are under the order of the sect master Qin Feng to kill the alien beasts and prevent the doomsday from coming. Damn it, doomsday? This news is very exciting. The discussion on the internet is quite crazy, and the senior officials of Huaxia have also received the news. Check all the news of Dukao village immediately and send someone to Dukao village. Remember, you must pay attention to your attitude and visit Qin Feng. If you are rejected, no one should do anything inappropriate. Understood, Chief. I'll make arrangements now. At this time, in Shanjin City, the vortex in the sky is getting faster and faster, and strange beasts have appeared. Moo. The whole body is blood red, hairless, and the face is hideous. It looks a bit like a lion, but it has 2 horns. It is much larger than the size of a lion, and it is more than 5 or 6 meters in size. The alien beast appeared. The alien beast appeared. Qin Wen didn't say anything more at this time, but said loudly, just in time. "Is there any wine?" Li Tao, the commander of the combat unit, was stunned and blurted out, "You, what do you want?" Bring the wine, just to drink it, and kill all those hairless animals. Many people have different expressions. Well, do you really want to drink when you are going to die? It's unscientific. Under normal circumstances, the reaction ability of the more powerful people will be relatively slow after drinking. Qin Wen does this. Will there be no accident? As early as when Qin Wen appeared, the network anchor who wanted to become popular for a long time risked his life to find a good angle and start the live broadcast. After I could vaguely hear that Qin Wen was asking for a drink, he commented on the frying pan in an instant. I'm grass? This dude needs to drink. Life always needs a sense of ceremony. I'm really not afraid of being drunk and being eaten alive by those alien beasts. I don't know what you guys think. I suddenly feel that the person seems unreliable. Li Tao was also a little worried in his heart, but he had already passed an order from above. If he encounters an immortal cultivator of the Qin family with extraordinary strength, he will try his best to meet all the requirements of the other party and cooperate fully. Qin Wen is here to ask for wine. Can you give it? Is Mayote okay? Qin Wen blurted out. That's great. Li Tao was almost speechless, and he felt more and more like an alcoholic, whether it was reliable or not. When he brought Mayote, Qin Wen was not polite at all. He drank the 2 bottles that were left unattended, and many people's eyes were straight. Wouldn't this drink directly fall asleep when drunk? Happy hairless beast, here I come, grandpa. Qin Wen's figure suddenly stepped forward, and before those alien beasts were scattered to attack the crowd, he was about to block it. This wave is too awesome. How much advertising fees Mayote gave? I will give 10 times the amount of Xianjiu. Is it alright after drinking? Why do I have a feeling that it's probably an alcoholic who cheats and drinks? The comments were still talking, and a high-pitched hum sounded. The sword energy is vertical and horizontal, and the cold light flashes. Qin Wen's character is straightforward, but he is not a reckless man. He really has his own reasons for drinking. When he became an immortal cultivator at the beginning, Qin Wen awakened the inheritance of Jia Jiangsun because of his hard work to improve his strength. When others drink, it will affect the speed of the shot and the sensitivity of judgment, but the more Qin Wen drinks, the combat power almost doubles. Die. The sword shadow stirred, and in midair, it gave people a sense of oppression of the angry sea and waves. Those alien beasts were a little stunned. They broke through the shackles and were about to kill the quartet. As a result, the first one who was not afraid of death came to the door. Strange things happen every year, especially this year. Moo. The alien beast was severely provoked. Can it be tolerated? An angry roar came out of his mouth and charged at full speed, like a mountain torrent crashing down from a high mountain, with a tyrannical momentum to the extreme, and met Qin Wen fiercely. The personnel of the combat troops all looked nervously ahead, and some people were sweating on their palms. You know, if the Qin Wen in front of you is really unreliable, then they will have to stand on top of them with flesh and blood, and they will suffer heavy casualties in minutes. Chapter 79 Drunken Beasts. In the eyes of everyone's suspicion, Qin Wen went forward to meet him. Die. He shouted angrily, and followed. Qin Wen, who rose from the wind, flipped his wrist, and swept his long sword. Under normal circumstances, the sword moves lightly, and when it reaches Qin Wen's hands, the long sword's move is extremely heavy, but it is like using a knife. The power is majestic, and it collides with the alien beast that is rushing up. Moo. The shrill screams sounded one after another. The ink-colored liquid surged into the sky, and the alien beasts that rushed up were fast, but they died faster. Qin Wen was in a slightly drunk state. Not only did the drink not slow down his reflexes, but instead he was in a peak state. Chi-chi-chi. The sound of sword ki breaking through the air continued to sound. Qin Wen continued to move forward, and the beasts on both sides were defeated and killed on the spot. The combat captain, Li Tao, is considered to be well informed. At this time, he couldn't help but grow his mouth. I thought it was not very reliable, but I didn't expect it. There are several anchors who are still trying to find a good angle to broadcast live. Seeing Qin Wen kill the quartet, the barrage and comments are completely crazy. Newbie, newbie, I'm almost screaming. My parents are crazy because of me. Mom always asks me why I'm on my knees looking at my phone. I admired it so much that they all came out. to line up to apologize. They drank alcohol, and they were still a mess. Sorry. For a while, the words of apology directly swiped the screen. Those who say that the Qin family is making a name for themselves, come out and be beaten. Before the alien beast had time to attack Shanjin City, it was stopped by the immortal cultivators of the Qin family. What else is there to say? Cut. That's the keyboard warrior. What kind of stuff? No matter how the outside world reacts, Qin Wen just wants to go all out, to kill all the strange beasts. Qinzu and Qinya can't let Qinzu and Qinya steal all the limelight. Die. Suddenly, Qin Feng stood still, holding his sword in both hands, slashing from top to bottom. But the sword of immortal soldiers built by Qin Feng made a humming sound, resounding through the sky. The splendid golden lighted, and it continued to skyrocket. It looked like the long sword was constantly growing. For a time, the long sword, that was condensed by the light, stood tall in the sky. It was estimated to be more than 10 meters long. Shocking point with a whistling sound. The giant sword fell. Many alien beasts, before they could react, were cut in half by the long sword. The ink-colored liquid splashed, and they didn't even have a chance to mourn, and they died on the spot. The barrage on the internet rushed to a climax. This is a fairy, and will not accept any refutation. It's so powerful that it explodes. Please take my knees and look at the phone on your knees. It's not enough to express my excitement. They all cried for me. I was so excited. My girlfriend even said it was fake. She was kicked and cried by me. She knows a lot of wool. We men are standing up again. Who said women stand up to all the sky? Stand up. Stand up. The last few times when alien beasts invaded, it happened that all of them were women. For a time, many men felt that their faces were dull. In front of their girlfriends, they didn't even dare to speak loudly. They thought that only women could become immortal cultivators. Now, Qin Wen violently shot, instantly making all the male compatriots feel that their faces are quite glorious. Those alien beasts were completely mad, mainly because the losses were too serious. Moo. The angry roars came one after another, and rushed towards Qin Wen even more rapidly. At the same time, the sea of clouds vortex in the sky revolved at a high speed again, followed by a rumbling crackling sound. The demonic blood red light skyrocketed, and then, a behemoth-like beast appeared. To be honest, by now, most people are not too surprised. Don't forget, at that time in Gangchuan City, and the subsequent Yanjiang City, there were follow-up giant beasts, and, at this time, it was really true. The test begins. Come, a huge alien beast has appeared. Don't be a coward, kill that beast. The real test is here, brother. Hold on. Refueling. Comments. Screen refreshes one after another. Qin Wen, who was hovering proudly in the air, squinted at the giant beast, but the next moment, he suddenly turned and stepped back. What? The F***K. I've taken off my pants. No. I knelt down and looked at my phone, and as a result, show me this. Then, will the immortals flee? It's over. It's over. It's over now. Everyone thought that Qin Wen would continue to kill the quartet, but no one thought that such a thing would happen. The combat captain Li Tao was equally stunned, gritted his lower teeth, knowing that he was defeated, so he couldn't retreat at this time. Since Qin Wen can't solve all the alien beasts, the fighters must go all out, to buy enough time for the evacuation of the follow-up personnel. Just as he was about to order an attack, Li Tao noticed something was wrong. Qin Wen didn't run away, but came to him, shook his neck, stretched out his hand and said, "Bring it." Li Tao was stunned and blurted out, "What? What exactly do you want? Brother, you're boring." "Then I see it. There are still 2 bottles of wine. Bring it." Li Tao didn't know whether to laugh or cry. It turned out that he wanted wine, and the 2 bottles were not deliberately not given to Qin Wen. At that time, he was mainly worried that, if he had not yet shot, he would get drunk first. Comments on the internet. Crazy friar. Give it to him. Give it to him quickly. If you want wine, give it quickly. No, we can donate a bottle each, and we can't be greedy for immortal cultivators. Hurry up and give the wine, and ink some wool. It seems that I think too much. They didn't run away, but they didn't have enough time to drink. At This time, Li Tao had already asked people to bring 2 more bottles of liquor. Qin Wen was completely rude and just raised his head and drank 2 bottles in a row. Bang, bang. The wine bottle fell to the ground. Qin Wen said loudly, haha, be happy, I'm here. Continue to do these hairless beasts. Qin Wen rose again from the wind and met the huge beast without fear. Let me kneel down and see. How can people be like drinking cold water with 4 pounds of liquor? You can pull it down. Even 4 catties of boiled water, you can't drink it. Otherwise, people are immortals, then they are a god of wine. How dare you ask the immortal? The immortal showed me a finger. I thought it was a bottle, but it turned out to be a special drink. Drunk kills demons, and the god of wine becomes famous in battle. At this time, Qin Wen didn't even know that on the internet, he already had a nickname of Dionysus. The most important thing is that the name of this Dionysian god has been certified by thousands of people, and it does not accept any refutation. Okay, come on, have a good fight. Qin Wen, who shouted loudly, moved forward with Yu Feng, but his body seemed to be staggered. Li Tao's eyeballs almost popped out. I mean, no way. At the critical moment, don't get really drunk. Chapter 80. I feel like drinking less. Qin Wen didn't seem to have much to focus on because of drinking, and the huge alien beast had already charged aggressively. From the very beginning, alien beasts don't fight alone with you. Those small alien beasts, as if they had the confidence, all attacked Qin Wen, and it seemed that the sky and the earth changed color, and it was extremely terrifying. Death to me. Qin Wen, who seemed to be drunk, exhaled. For a time, it was like a thunder on the ground, and only those 3 words echoed between the heaven and the earth. But the immortal soldier in his hand is rising again. The vast sword energy is constantly condensed, just like the substance. The golden light flickered, and the momentum rose one after another. Although Qin Wen was only one person, his overall aura was not at a disadvantage compared to hundreds of alien beasts. With the sound of breaking the sky, the giant sword swept across the sky. The sword key is 30,000 miles across, and the momentum is beyond description. Boom. The impact force of the sword key and the giant beast collided first, making bursts of crackling sounds. Even if the bomb exploded, at most it was the current momentum. Moo. The sound of the horn of a huge alien beast shook the heavens and the earth. The blood-red eyes were extremely ferocious, and the horn slammed into Qin Wen's long sword. Unkind, unavoidable and retreating, Qin Wen bucked the trend, and between the flips of his wrists, the long sword seemed to skyrocket once again. Hey, the vast force condensed by the huge alien beast was originally like an invisible barrier, but at this time, a gap was pierced by the long sword hole. Qin Wen was in a hurry, holding the sword in both hands, and pressing down with a bang. PFFT. The long accurately sword pierced the brows of the huge alien beast, and around the body, there was a vast force of wind blades scattered in all directions, and those 2 small alien beasts who wanted to take the opportunity to rush up to pick up cheap were strangled one after another. Moo. The sound of mourning resounded through the sky. Perhaps, the huge alien beast did not expect that it would lose under the absolute strength of the fight. You must know that due to physical reasons, alien beasts have inherent advantages in terms of strength. In the aspect of being the best at being defeated, that kind of blow is not only physically, but also psychologically. Originally, the huge alien beast could still struggle to the death to fight with Qin Wen and die together. Now the momentum of the alien beast is constantly weakening, and there is no belief in winning. Under the situation, Qin Wen's momentum is even more majestic. I let you die. The angry shouts resumed, and the sword key rose against the trend. PFFT. The long sword was completely submerged in the body of a huge alien beast, and the ink-colored blood spattered frantically. The huge monster-like beast, the body has been smashed down from the air. Boom. The Galileo building was smashed and collapsed by the body of the giant beast, and for a while, dust was flying. Fortunately, the combat team had already evacuated the surrounding crowd when the out of phase occurred. No casualties were caused in this battle. When the dust dissipated, between heaven and earth, only Qin Wen stood proudly. There was a strange silence at first, and then, the combat team members who were a little further away shouted out involuntarily, "It is good." The barrage on the internet has long been crazy. Fairy, absolute fairy, drink. less. Bacchus will definitely drink less. Give him 2 more bottles. It is estimated that he will not have to work hard and he will easily kill the alien beast in seconds. What? A fierce guy. The living god, the real god of wine, does not accept any refutation. At the same time, those remaining alien beasts, still lingering, roared loudly at Qin Wen, who was suspended in midair. Moo. A group of beasts, dare to be mad. Since they dare to come, don't think about going back. With a flick of the wrist, the long sword hummed, like a dragon roaring through the air. Qin Wen, who was still staggering, rushed into the herd, and slaughtered the quartet. The remaining alien beasts, the gap is too obvious, not at the same level at all, and it has become a one-sided slaughter not long after. The alien beasts that invaded Shanjin City were slaughtered by Qin Wen alone, before they could cause any casualties. Shaking his head, Qin Wen fell to the ground. Li Tao and the members of the combat team cheered and followed around Qin Wen's body. God, you are a living god, Qin Wen Shengson, can you say a few words? Li Tao waved his hand, and the members of the combat team stopped instantly, without making any more sound, showing absolute respect for Qin Wen with practical actions. Qin Wen glanced around, and opened his mouth. As a result, he burped first. This wave of operations was completely unexpected by others. Of course, it is understandable. Anyone who drinks 4 gins of high quality liquor and can stand is not bad. Not to mention, it has not delayed Qin Wen's massacre of the quartet. No, there's nothing to say. With our sect master Qin Feng here, there will be no chaos in China, and alien beasts won't be able to turn the sky. I have to go. When the voice fell, Qin Wen shook his head, said nothing, turned and left. Li Tao quickly waved his hand, but everyone around didn't dare to stop him, for fear of angering Qin Wen. On the internet, the name Qin Feng became popular again. First, Qin Zhu, then Qin Wen. All of them are immortal characters, but, inside and out, they all respect Sect Master Qin Feng very much. You can imagine how powerful Sect Master Qin Feng is. Sect Master Qin Feng is absolutely invincible in the world. Whoever dares to refute it, who should give it a try, and die. Queen Yan Xiao said that the person she should thank the most is Qin Feng. It seems that Queen Yan's ability to become an immortal cultivator definitely has a lot to do with Qin Feng. Oh, beautiful women match heroes. The fire of gossip in my heart has begun to burn. 10 miles of peach blossoms, a sea of flowers. Is it possible that the sect master Qin Feng was also by Queen Yan's side? Oh, thinking about it makes people feel dreamy and excited. For a time, the topic of discussion on the internet was completely deviated. However, there are still discordant voices that can still sound at this time. The Qin family, I can go to your uncle, and you're a woolen yarn. If I remember correctly, it's your keyboard warrior who made a post saying that the Qin family is famous for fishing. Am I wrong? People are shameless, and the world is invincible. Qin Wen appeared when there were no casualties in Shanjin City, and killed all the strange beasts. To be honest, everyone in Shanjin City gave Qin Wen Darnation a knock point. It's not an exaggeration. But, do people want anything in return? You don't want anything. You're still babbling around. You. No shit. Aren't you supposed to thank me? It was because I exposed the Qin family's ideas that they were forced to let Qin Wen take the shot first. I should be respected and thanked. Nietzsche. I have never seen such a brazen person. Shameless. To be invincible in the world. There are a lot of scoldings on the internet, but there are still some people who feel that everyone is drunk and awake alone, and they don't listen to all kinds of rhythms that are not conducive to the Qin family. Chapter 81. Like a paradise. The discussion on the internet has almost developed into a scolding war. Neither side was convinced, insisting on their own views, and what they said became more and more ugly. From beginning to end, no one responded on behalf of the Qin family on the internet, or in public. Those who have the Qin family's threat theory and conspiracy theories have become complacent, so grab it. If the Qin family is not ill-intentioned, why did they dare not even give a decent response after a few days? After all, the Qin family is just trying to make a name for themselves, and prepare to make a fortune in the country. At the same Time, in Los Angeles, outside DeKalb Village, a red flag car was approaching point soon. The vehicle stopped outside the village. Two people got in and out of the car. The man walking in front was in his 40s, with a calm expression, wearing an uncommon Chinese tunic suit, followed by a young man with glasses after the driver parked the car. He also came out with a normal face, but the driver walked with a light cloud and light breeze. Maybe, ordinary people can't see what's going on, but knowledgeable people can definitely see through it. The driver's skill must be extraordinary. Leader, this is DeKalb Village. The middle-aged man smiled and said, there are no leaders here. Remember, talk less later, let alone interject. Clear. The three of them walked towards the village. The scenery here is picturesque, and because of the blessing of spiritual energy, it gives people a feeling of relaxation and joy. The scenery here is picturesque, and because of the blessing of spiritual energy, it gives people a feeling of relaxation and joy. Middle-aged man prays slowly. Sure enough, it is a good place with beautiful scenery and outstanding people. After walking forward for a while, I saw that in the village there were either old people chatting in the sun, or children playing carefree there. Now the news of the success of invasions of alien beasts has already spread everywhere. In such a situation, even those places that have not yet been affected, people are somewhat worried, and the overall atmosphere will be relatively depressed. On the contrary, DeKalb Village is still peaceful. The middle-aged man walked over to see the children in front of them building their houses with sand. A slightly older boy tilted his head and looked puzzled. Aren't you from our village? The middle-aged man smiled and nodded. Yes, I'm from outside. Kid, what about the adults in your village? He didn't tell the child that he wanted to visit the village patriarch. He was mainly worried that the child would not understand. The middle-aged man wanted to find the adult and then ask. While playing with the sand, the little boy replied, everyone is out. Everyone went out. Yeah, I'm not telling lies. The adults are out to save the world. When speaking, the little boy raised his head. His eyes were very innocent. The young man behind the middle-aged man couldn't help it and blurted out, you said just now that you won't spread flowers, and what about saving the world, child? What about your adults? Or if other adults in the village are there, let them hurry up and come out with someone who can talk. You. Frowning, the middle-aged man stopped his companions from continuing to speak. You can't talk to the child well. You've been with me for a long time, don't you understand? The child should not tell lies. The adults in the village should have gone out early, maybe just scattered in various cities, ready to deal with the crisis to come. The young man wearing glasses was stunned, as if this was also possible. The middle-aged man sighed, his eyes slightly moist. The village is like a paradise, and each of them has unique skills. When a real crisis comes, I think they will have a way to deal with it, as long as they stay in the village. However, now all the adults in the village are not there. What does this mean? The young man reacted, and the people in DeKalb Village said that they really did it for everyone, and gave up the small family. The Qin family is all good. The middle-aged man just sighed, and a gentle voice sounded, Mummy, some things have to be done by someone. He quickly followed the voice, and found that the speaker was a young man in his 20s, with sharp eyebrows and a handsome face, especially the indifferent temperament, which made people feel comfortable and kind in their hearts. Hello, I took the liberty to come to the village to disturb me. My lord Woohooer, I don't know what you call him. Woohooer, a middle-aged man, was very low-key. The young man opened his mouth with a smile, making people feel like a spring breeze. I'm Qin Feng. Hearing these 4 words, the young man beside Woohooer blurted out, are you Qin Feng, sect master Qin of the popular internet? Qin Feng smiled and didn't answer. This kind of question is a little idiotic. Okay. There is no other person in the village named Qin Feng. Woohooer's face was full of surprise. It's a blessing for 3 lives to meet sect master Qin here. Someone from Wu came to visit you. Don't be more polite. Please come in. Qin Feng didn't ask where the other party was from. From beginning to end, his expression was calm, and he let a few people follow him to the village. Woohooer asked, Sect Master Qin, have all the immortal cultivators in your clan left? It's not all out. I'm not still here. Sect Master Qin, not the entire Qin family. He is really dignified and admirable. But Sect Master Qin, you must know better than anyone about the invasion of alien beasts. If there is an accident in the village, will it be too dangerous? Do you want me to arrange some people to protect the people in the village as best I can? Qin Feng smiled and waved his hand. Don't be so troublesome, it's enough with me here. Although he rejected Wu Hua's proposal, Qin Feng thought to himself that this person speaks very well. Inside and out, he is thinking for the Qin family and Dukao village. Invisibly, the distance between the two sides is drawn. This is the art of speaking. Soon, Qin Feng brought a few people to the living room of the house. When he was about to make tea, Wu Hua hurriedly said, so to trouble Sect Master Qin, Xiaoli, go make tea, and use the new tea Langjing we brought. Yes, Collar, Mr. Wu. He almost blurted out the leader, remembering the warning, and quickly changed his name. Qin Feng didn't bother about these trivial matters, and let that Xiaoli do the work. Sect Master Qin, what position do I represent? When I come here, you should be able to think of it. He smiled and nodded, indicating that he could indeed think of it. The two have a tacit understanding without breaking the point. Wu Hua continued, the crisis came unexpectedly. The ferocity of those alien beasts was beyond imagination. No one would have thought that Huaxia would encounter such a disaster. High-tech hot weapons are basically unable to deal with alien beasts. Now, the whole country is inevitably panicking. Qin Feng pondered for a while, and said calmly, with my Qin family members, Huaxia will not be chaotic, and those alien beasts will not be able to turn the tide. Even if there are more disaster generals in the later stage, the doomsday will invade. My Qin family will do their best to protect me Huaxia safety. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 82 Breakup. Hearing Qin Feng's words, Wu Hua looked solemn, stood up, and bowed to Qin Feng. With the words of Sect Master Qin, I feel a lot more at ease. I still say that some things have to be done by someone. Wu Hua nodded, and the look in his eyes became more and more respectful. He had seen all kinds of people, and he knew what it meant to say big words, and what to say from the bottom of his heart. He could also tell the weight of Qin Feng's words just now. Sect Master Qin, you mentioned the doomsday just now. This is the first time I heard it. I don't know if you guessed it, or did you get any news? Qin Feng said in his heart, I guessed that a wolf thread was told to me by the system, and I can't tell outsiders about the problem. After pondering for a while, Qin Feng said without changing his face, I also speculated that not only China, but all over the world, alien beasts have already invaded. According to my judgment, this is just the beginning point. If more and more alien beasts begin to invade in a large area, and the strength of alien beasts is getting stronger and stronger, then next is the real doomsday. Not only Wu Hua's face became extremely solemn, but the faces of the two people following him were also very ugly. With the previous invasions of alien beasts, they could imagine that what Qin Feng said really happened. Indeed, the end was coming. Frowning his brows, Wu Hua said again, Sect Master Qin, you must know that thermal weapons have little effect on alien beasts. They can only slow down the invasion speed of alien beasts. I got the exact news that the United States has used nuclear missiles to attack alien beasts. Oh, really? How effective is that? Qin Feng didn't dare to say whether the most powerful weapon so far had any effect. Sighing, Wu Hua shook his head. The same is ineffective, and, being swallowed by a huge alien beast, there is no chance of an explosion. Of course, this news is still being blocked, and it is only spread in a small area. If people know that the last trump card is useless, I'm afraid it will fall into even greater panic. Sect Master Qin, to say something ugly, now all over the world, from top to bottom, people are confused, and they don't know what to do to stop the invasion of alien beasts. Although it was not stated clearly, Wu Hua meant that he did not fully trust the Qin family to prevent all disasters. It can also be understood that since ancient times, China has never put all its eggs in one basket, and thought that there could be other ways to deal with ferocious beasts. After pondering for a while, Qin Feng said slowly, the invasion of alien beasts, the end is coming. Not only despair, but also hope. Hearing this, Xiaoli looked a little uncomfortable. He unconsciously thought that the rumors on the internet were true. The Qin family just wanted to take this opportunity to become a savior-like existence, so they felt that the end was coming, and it was not all despair. Although Qin Feng didn't look over there, he clearly sensed the change in Xiaoli's mood, and said with a smile, if you have anything to say, just say it. With me, there is no need to hide anything. Xiaoli took a deep breath and finally couldn't help it. Sect Master Qin, judging from the current situation, perhaps the invasion of alien beasts has brought disasters. If you insist on bringing about any hope, it is nothing more than the reputation of your Qin family, and the tide is rising. Wu Hua's face darkened, and he yelled loudly, Little Li, what nonsense are you talking about? Although Wu Hua felt that Xiaoli was telling the truth, Qin Feng was annoyed by worrying about the problem. If the Qin family did not care about it, the next time alien beasts invaded, he would be dumbfounded. Qin Feng smiled, not annoyed, and said slowly, everyone has their own ideas, and I don't want to explain anything. I believe time will give the best answer. My Qin family is worthy of the world, that's all. I'm a little tired, and want to rest. Qin Feng has a good temper, but he won't get used to people like Xiaoli. He doesn't speak with his nose or eyes, and he obviously has thorns. Then I'll take care of what you do, Sect Master Qin. Don't be angry, let's talk. There's nothing to talk about. Qin Feng picked up the teacup and took a sip of tea. Wu Hua is not a fool. He understands that this is the meaning of serving tea to send guests off. If he doesn't leave, he will only annoy Qin Feng even more. Sect Master Qin, let's go first. I'm very grateful to the Qin family for their dedication to China. When speaking, Wu Hua bowed to Qin Feng again. No need. You continue to bow and then send me away. You'd better be less polite. Wu Hua's expression was a little embarrassed, and Xiaoli was a little unconvinced, and said, why? Sect Master Qin is not willing to talk about it, because I mentioned the pain point. Is it true that some people on the internet say that the Qin family is just trying to gain fame? Qin Feng glanced at Xiaoli and spit out a word. Roll. You. Xiaoli had to speak again, but Wu Hua couldn't bear it any longer. Leave. Immediately. Don't you understand me? Seeing Wu Hua's face as hen, Xiaoli didn't dare to say anything more, and left unhappy point. After getting unhappy into the car outside the village, Wu Hua kept his eyes closed, and did not speak. After a while, Xiaoli cautiously said, Leader, I may have been talking too much just now, or I accidentally told the truth. That Qin Feng, what he said made people angry, and said that the end is coming, and there is hope. Something. I'm angry however, that's why. Xiaoli, you've been by my side for a long time. Back then, your father was my old leader, and I ask myself it was not bad for you. Xiaoli was stunned, then nodded. Leader, of course you are good to me. I will inform the organization department. Tomorrow, you can change your position. Leader, I don't say more. There are some things that you have to figure out for yourself. Wu Hua closed his eyes and rested his mind. He didn't take another look at Xiaoli. He was very angry. He thought that he could communicate more with Qin Feng. Moreover, before he came, the leaders above repeatedly explained that he should never talk to anyone in the Qin family. There is a little conflict. Who would have thought that the first meeting was not very pleasant? Wu Hua is very regretful now. If he knew earlier, he should not have brought Xiaoli. Unfortunately, there is no regret medicine in the world. I never thought about it, but after a while, Xiaoli became angrier the more he thought about it, and said loudly, Leader, I'm not convinced. I don't think I've done anything wrong. If anyone is going to go too far, it must be Qin Feng. Wu Hua didn't want to answer at first, but opened his eyes at this time, and looked at Xiaoli with some iron and steel. After the meeting, Wu Hua sighed and finally said, I'm so disappointed. Until now, you don't know that you have caused a terrible disaster. Chapter 83 can only bet on character. When Wu Hua's words were spoken, his voice had become very severe. Xiaoli had never seen Wu Hua Sheng so grand, and was a little stunned for a while. Leader, I was wrong. Don't be angry. Do you really know what's wrong? No, you don't know at all. When talking to Qin Feng, you only thought about arguing about one thing. Have you ever thought that this might involve the lives and deaths of countless people? Xiaoli was a little confused. The lives and deaths of countless people. If what you say is wrong, you are only hurting the Qin family who have given their best. If you are right, what's the point? In the current situation, once alien beasts invade, only the Qin family can guarantee the safety of a city. If it's because of you, the immortals of the Qin family will stop taking action. Have you thought about the consequences? Xiaoli was stunned, and then came down in a cold sweat. Once the first few clansmen do not take action, then the number of casualties in the entire city can't be imagined. Leader, the Qin family, shouldn't the Qin family do this, then? Only God will know. Xiaoli, I told you before that you must have a pattern in your life, but you are too persistent. So right or wrong, all your experiences are too smooth. Lack of setbacks. Let when you do things, you can't predict the consequences. There was more sweat on Xiaoli's face. Leader, now, how should I remedy it now? I'm just scared. If there are alien beasts invading again, and the Qin family doesn't take action, then, what should I do? Woohoo said that, if I knew what to do, I wouldn't have to get angry here. At this time, Woohoo's cell phone rang, and after picking it up, the voice became calm again. I'm Woohoo. Yes, I have already visited Qin Feng. What? I see, right. Now, it's not too good to say. After saying a few more words, Woohoo hung up the phone. Sighing, Woohoo's face looked particularly tired and helpless. Leader, what's wrong? What? You said just now, it's not at all. Hadeo City, a sea of clouds vortex has already appeared, and there is a coastal area. Above the sea, there are 3 sea of clouds vortex, and it is likely to continue to increase. A new round of alien beasts invasion is about to begin again. There are already combat personnel gathering on the island, but whether it can slow down the speed of alien beasts invasion and give ordinary people enough time to evacuate. Right now, it's hard to say. Lee's face changed wildly, and his heart couldn't help beating. The Qin family, no, won't they really do nothing, right? When talking, Xiaoli's voice has become trembling. If things really go in a bad direction, then as Woohoo said, he has really caused a terrible disaster. Woohoo pondered for a while, then decisively said, Pharaoh, turn around immediately, and rush to Dukao village. Clear. The driver, Leo Wang, turned the car around and hurried towards the way he came. Woohoo has already made up his mind that he will see Qin Feng again no matter what, and make sure that the Qin family will not appear in Hadeo City. At the same time, the dark clouds over the island city are still condensing and pressing down. It gives people the feeling, as if standing on a high-rise building, one can reach out to the clouds, and the feeling of depression continues to spread. The formation time of the cloud sea vortex this time is relatively long. It gave a large number of fighters time to assemble to the island city. Tank troops and special forces have been assembled one after another, and they are standing by the coastline. Hadeo City has already activated the first level emergency response. The radar detection system and fighter jets have begun to enter the sky above Hadeo City, and a missile force has also been on standby. Boom. A muffled sound like thunder continued to explode behind the dark clouds on the sea surface. There are 3 huge cloud sea vortices formed. There are 9 cloud sea vortices in the front and rear. Everyone's faces were solemn. The 3 cities that were invaded by alien beasts were nothing but a vortex of clouds. Now there are 9 of them. A fool can understand what it means, and the pressure to deal with them is extremely huge. Alarms have been sounding constantly in Hadeo City, and the question that is still tangled now is whether to immediately carry out a blanket evacuation of the entire city. If you evacuate, the economic losses cannot be measured. However, if they don't evacuate, those who are fighting will not be able to stop the invasion of alien beasts, and even the immortal cultivators of the Qin family can't stop the invasion of alien beasts, so I don't know how many people will die. Emergency meetings are being held continuously, and the core of the issue is still debating whether or not to evacuate immediately. Woohoo side has received 3 consecutive calls because he is near Dukao village. The above wants to make sure that Qin Feng, as the patriarch of the Qin family, a famous suzerain on the internet, and a practitioner of the Qin family, will go to war. The most important thing is whether the Qin family has the confidence to resist the invasion of alien beasts and become the key point of evacuation or not. Wuhua was very helpless. Although he was almost at Dukao village, he was not confident that he would be able to see Qin Feng again. At this time, some internet anchors in Heidao City were afraid, but also a little excited. In the past few days, the invasion of alien beasts has not become a traffic password. Okay. As long as the anchor has real video news, it will definitely be extremely popular. Now there is a harbinger of the invasion of alien beasts in the island city, which is obviously the coexistence of danger and opportunity. Some anchors, regardless of the whole clan, sneaked out long ago, found a suitable live broadcast angle, and opened the live broadcast room. Family, there is unfortunate news to announce that Heidao City is likely to be invaded by alien beasts. My grass? True or false? Brother, do you still need to ask, who dares to spread the false news of the invasion of alien beasts? That's why they don't want to mix. Why does the anchor say unfortunate news? But I think you are quite happy. The anchor immediately adjusted his facial expression, happy that the attention would soar wildly, but that couldn't be too obvious. Family, I'm very worried about the safety of my hometown now, and I'm risking my life to bring you the latest news and progress. Please join us to pray for my hometown, Heidao City, and hope that we can tide over the difficulties together. The anchor, don't panic. As long as the immortal cultivator from the Qin family arrives, it won't be a problem. Yes, have the immortal cultivators of the Qin family arrived? I can't wait to watch the immortal cultivators of the Qin family slaughter those alien beasts. Work hard. Let those alien beasts dare not have the courage to invade my great China. The anchor frowned slightly and was also a little puzzled in his heart. When there was a crisis in Shanjin City, Qin Wen arrived early, but now, the immortal cultivators of the Qin family have not yet appeared. Chapter 84 The Heavy Burden. Wuhua had already arrived at Dukao village again, but still couldn't find any adults, so he hurried to the house, where Qin Feng had just been seen. Sect. Master Qin, Wuhua asks to see you. Sect. Master Qin, Patriarch Qin, please be sure to meet. There was no response in the room. Wuhua's heart skipped a beat. It was over. It seemed Qin Feng was really angry. Xiaoli's expression changed, and he blurted out, Sect Master Qin, I was wrong. I solemnly apologize to you here, and please don't remember the villain. Come out and meet. Wuhua was very anxious. While Xiaoli was talking, he also paid attention to the news on the internet. Leader, so far, no Qin family members have appeared in Heidao City. Before he could answer, Wuhua's cell phone rang one after another. Old leader, I'm in Dukao village. Now something is wrong, and I can't see Sect Master Qin. Understood. I must find a way. Hanging up the phone, Wuhua was like an ant on a hot pan. To be honest, at his level, few things could make him anxious to this extent. Sect Master Qin, Heidao City will soon be attacked by alien beasts. At this time, should we organize an evacuation? Can you give me an answer? Could it be that this time we will meet with death and die? There was still no response in the room. The driver and bodyguard couldn't help it and whispered, do you want me to knock on the door? Although the words were euphemistic, Wuhua instantly understood that the driver wanted to force his way in. Immediately waved his hand. Wuhua said, no, I believe Sect Master Qin will meet us. Xiaoli panicked, and there was a cry in his voice. Sect Master Qin, I'm really wrong. It's just nonsense. If you're angry, you can beat me up, but now is not the time to be angry. The island city is at stake. Your words are related to important decisions, and also it is related to the lives of thousands of people, so come out and meet. I kneel down for you, please. When the words fell, Xiaoli gritted his teeth and knelt down. He really had no choice now. Has the Qin family not shown up yet? Wuhua asked. The driver also followed the live broadcast on the internet and shook his head. Not yet. What can we do? We are all waiting for news. Do we want to prevent the evacuation of the masses? It's really urgent, mainly because the relationship is too important, and there is no news yet. Wuhua can already imagine that when he returns, he will definitely be considered ineffective, and he still doesn't know what kind of punishment he will accept. When I was in a hurry, a calm voice sounded, "What are you doing?" The three suddenly turned their heads and found Qin Feng standing there, feeling extremely helpless. No wonder they called for a long time, but no one answered, and Qin Feng was not there just now, which was embarrassing. Wu Hua didn't care about anything else and greeted him cleanly. Sect. Master Qin, have you heard the news? Heidao City will soon be invaded by a large area of alien beasts. Will the Qin family appear? Do you still need to ask this question? After being stunned, Wu Hua felt a little uneasy in his heart, so he still had to ask, "I can't tell right now. What exactly do you mean?" Sect Master Qin said that the immortal cultivators of the Qin family will appear, right? Certainly. Qin Feng responded without any hesitation, and Wu Hua breathed a long sigh of relief. Xiaoli was still kneeling there. He was so anxious that he hurriedly asked, "There are 9 vortexes in the Sea of Clouds in Heidao City. This invasion of alien beasts must be huge. Can the Qin family stop it? Do you want to prevent the people from Heidao City from evacuating first?" Qin Feng did not ignore the question because of Xiaoli's offense and said slowly, "I believe that the Qin family can stop the invasion of alien beasts." Wu Hua's face was unpredictable, but Xiaoli said in surprise, "That's great." After pondering for a while, Wu Hua couldn't help but speak. "Sect Master Qin, I don't want to question you. It really matters a lot. If you don't evacuate now, in the future, the immortal cultivators of the Qin family can stop the invasion of alien beasts. Naturally, everyone can be happy and avoid huge economic losses. However, have you ever thought about it? If there is an accident, it will not only cause huge economic losses, but also, it is very likely that many people will die unexpectedly. I would like to ask you to seriously consider whether or not to stop Heidao City people to evacuate." Xiaoli was stunned. Just now he was just happy. He didn't expect such a deep problem. If Qin Feng made a mistake in his judgment, there would be huge losses in the future, and the Qin family would probably have to bear a lot of responsibility. To organize an evacuation, or not to evacuate, is a heavy responsibility. Qin Feng hardly hesitated and said slowly, "I don't think it's necessary to evacuate." In other words, Qin Feng has confidence in the immortal cultivators of the Qin family and feels that they can resist the invasion of alien beasts. Xiaoli was happy just now, but now he is skeptical. Sect. Master Qin, do you know what you said just now? If you end up causing huge casualties because of your judgment, can you afford this responsibility? Qin Feng frowned slightly and replied, "I don't quite understand the meaning of your coming back. If you don't want to believe me, why ask anymore?" Wu Hua was also very tangled in his heart. Should he completely believe Qin Feng's words? Xiaoli blurted out, "Sect Master Qin, you didn't answer my question directly, and you didn't say that you dared to take all the responsibility for the follow-up things, and, until now, the immortal cultivator of the Qin family has not appeared. I seriously doubt." As soon as the word came to this point, the driver blurted out, "The immortal cultivator of the Qin family has appeared." After being stunned, Xiaoli hurriedly looked at his phone. Sure enough, in Heidao City, someone had already arrived from the wind. Even if the other party hadn't said anything, everyone had already decided in their hearts that it must be the Qin family's immortal cultivator. Only, there is only one person. Can you really stop it? Xiaoli looked hesitant, and then said, "Sect Master Qin, Heidao City is extremely dangerous now. As the suzerain of the Qin family, shouldn't you be in charge of yourself?" Qin Feng's voice finally became a little colder. "I don't need you to teach me what to do." When the voice fell, Qin Feng didn't bother to answer, went back to the room, and closed the door directly. Wu Hua looked a little helpless. Although there were some problems, he also wanted to know, but Xiaoli's communication method was indeed too uncomfortable. The phone kept ringing, and didn't pick up. Wu Hua also knew that he must be asking about the final decision. Gritting his teeth, Wu Hua finally answered the phone. "It's me, Wu Hua. You can temporarily refrain from organizing evacuation." Xiaoli and the driver looked surprised. The meaning of Wu Hua's words was to completely believe Qin Feng. If there was a follow-up problem, Wu Hua would not be able to escape the responsibility. Chapter 85. The war is coming. Woohoo's expression was more determined than ever, and he said to the phone, "Yes, I got an exact answer. I have confidence in the immortal cultivators of the Qin family. I know what this means, and I'm willing to take all the responsibilities. Old leader, we desperately need such a one-defense battle. If we see alien beasts invade, we can only passively evacuate the crowd, or even the entire evacuation. The economic loss is too great, or the people will live in panic. If you hold on to it, you can give everyone confidence that when the strange beast strikes again, you can minimize the loss. For this, I'm willing to take all the responsibility." After hanging up the phone, Woohoo took a deep breath, no longer hesitating, but appeared very calm. Xiaoli said nervously, "Leader, this responsibility is too great. If there is an accident, the relationship with you is not really big, and you don't need to take it over and take it." Woohoo frowned, his voice a little cold. Then, "What do you mean, who is to be held responsible? The Qin family, isn't it wrong? The decision not to evacuate was made because of the Qin family. I just want to ask you one thing. Protecting the family and the country is the responsibility of the soldiers. Now, it's not that our soldiers don't work hard, but that the gap in strength is too great when facing alien beasts. In this case, the Qin family is completely you can take no risks or even take action. However, the immortal cultivators of the Qin family have arrived in Hainan. Even if there is an unfortunate accident, why should the Qin family be held responsible? Wouldn't it be chilling? Responsible for the loss, then I will come." Zhao Li was speechless, and felt that compared with Woohoo, he was far worse than Woohoo in terms of mentality and bravery. Point at this time, Hainan City. Point the entire city is in depression, and the dark clouds in the sky are still pressing down. Point the vortex of the sea of clouds, the continuous tossing, the sea level is affected, and the waves are constantly surging, which looks very terrifying. Under such circumstances, most people will involuntarily have a feeling of smallness in their hearts. There was one person, facing the complex visions, rising from the wind, without any fear on his face, but deep in his eyes, there was a fierce fighting intent. Someone from the combat unit came in a hurry, to communicate with the man who rose from the wind. "Hello, my name is Zhang Liang. I don't know what your name is." "The Qin family, Qin Haogsu." Zhang Liang's eyes brightened a bit, and he felt his heart calm down. "Mr. Qin, there are a lot of vortexes in the sea of clouds this time, and the follow-up attacks by alien beasts may be quite violent. Let me ask a presumptuous question. Do you think it is necessary to evacuate the people in Haidao City? Although an order has been sent from above, and we will not evacuate for the time being, let us ask Qin Haogsu, who appeared without any hesitation. Qin Haogsu said, "I can only tell you that when the beast comes, I will not take a step back unless I die." Zhang Liang was a little helpless. He said this as if he didn't say it. "If you can't stop it, even if you die, who will bear the loss if you don't evacuate? Are you only one person here? If there are too many alien beasts, I would like to ask a few more questions." At this time, the sea of clouds in the sky began to rotate at a high speed. Boom. The explosion-like sound continued to stir, and for a time, the voices of people were completely suppressed. Several anchors who were still broadcasting live, their faces changed one after another, and shouted at the top of their voices, "The alien beast is about to invade soon, and the immortal cultivators of the Qin family have already come. But, it seems, this time, there are probably more alien beasts, and they are more ferocious. I'm not sure what to broadcast to the old irons when, in the end, no one is not afraid. Although a few anchors are bold, they are also prepared. If things go wrong, they will quickly run for their lives, and then talk about it. Bow. Ah. Moo. Wow." Like a group of demons dancing wildly, the roar of alien beasts continued to stir in the sky. Immediately afterwards, strange-looking beasts appeared. It looks like a big leopard, with a red body all over, and the fangs in its mouth exude a cold light, with a ferocious face and extremely fast speed. There was also a bird-like chirping sound, and huge birds appeared in the sky, one by one like a small helicopter, with a black body, yellow-green eyes, and a sense of slaughter. In the follow-up, monsters like Pixio appeared one after another, and then, More and more exotic beasts continued to impact from the sea of clouds, and the momentum of destroying everything made people feel frightened. Fire. The combat troops chose to attack the first time. After all, with so many exotic beasts, Qin Heo can't learn from one person alone. Moreover, it's time to try it now. With full firepower, can they cause some damage to those exotic beasts? Da-da, boom, boom. The sound of guns and guns is constantly intertwined. Do not pour down like money. The next moment, the roars of various alien beasts resounded through the sky. It's not that there is any damage, but a simple roar expressing anger. Those alien beasts hardly suffered any damage, and the huge birds and alien beasts were extremely fast, constantly avoiding the incoming bullets and shells, advancing at high speed, and it was possible to rush into the combat troops. At that time, it must have been a horrific massacre. Taking a deep breath, Qin Heoxu exhaled. Kill. The sound seemed to penetrate the sea of clouds in an instant. All the gunshots and the roar of the beasts could not suppress Qin Heoxu's anger. The anchor said excitedly in the live broadcast room, the immortal of the Qin family is about to take action, but this time there are too many alien beasts. Even if the immortal of the Qin family has 3 heads and 6 arms, I'm afraid he can't stop him. Don't panic, Anchor. I support you mentally. I'm afraid of wool. I have confidence in the immortals of the Qin family. There is absolutely no problem. I'll go. I finally see a fairy who doesn't use a sword. Qin Heoxu is holding a Fangshan painting halberd, also made by Qin Feng. The sound of breaking through the air was agitated, and the vast power was condensed in a short period of time. Following that, Fangshan and her halberd rushed out. PFFT. Puff. Between the shots, no one could stop them, and those alien beasts suffered heavy casualties. However, Qin Heoxu instantly discovered something was wrong. The alien beasts that appeared in the previous few times, even if they suffered heavy losses, would still attack without thinking. This time, the alien beast was not only faster, but also, after being attacked by Qin Heoxu, did not continue the mindless charge. Instead, it rushed towards the follow-up combat troops from other directions. Obviously, with the passage of time, the alien beasts that appear now will be more difficult to deal with. Qin Heo learns from one person, and it is indeed difficult to completely block it, mainly because the entire front is drawn too long. Chapter 86. Do not use suspicious people. Do not use people with suspicion. Zhang Liang, the leader of the commanding staff, his face changed wildly, and things went beyond expectations. I thought it was the same as the previous few times. As long as the immortal cultivators of the Qin family appeared, they would fight against all of them, and those big and small alien beasts, killing red eyes. But this time those alien beasts actually learned the trick. Some of the alien beasts fought against Qin Heoxu without fear of death, while other alien beasts rushed from all directions. Even more difficult to deal with are those birds and beasts, fluttering their wings from the sky, and they are hard to prevent. Go ahead, go all out, hold me up, hold up. The personnel began to participate in the confrontation with the alien beast. The thermal weapon was useless at all, but only slowed the impact speed of the alien beast. Qin Heoxu was on the verge of killing, but no matter how powerful and energetic a person was, he couldn't hold back. When he saw the alien beasts in other directions, several anchors who were broadcasting live were instantly panicked. Old irons. If something goes wrong, these beasts are no longer reckless. They have learned how to use tricks. This is the end of the game. I might have to withdraw, or else I have to be here. The anchor, hold on. I'll give you a rocket, but you can't give up the live broadcast. Otherwise, you won't see a wonderful battle. Hold on. We support you in spirit. It's a bad thing. There are too many alien beasts, and the Qin family is not prepared enough. What can I do? Inside information. The residents of Heidao City have not been evacuated. Once lost, there will be heavy casualties. It's over. Barbecue comments on the internet are full of various worries. At a critical moment, a clear whistle pierced through the sky, followed by a familiar voice. Qinzu is here. Beasts will die. Qinzu, who had an excellent temperament, was originally defending a nearby city. After hearing the news that Heidao City was likely to be invaded by a large number of alien beasts, she had already moved closer and arrived in a timely manner. The humming sound of the child and mother swords resounded through the heavens and the earth. Kill. The sword energy stretched for 30,000 miles, and the sword shadow went straight to the 9 heavens. The vast sword flowers stirred, and the birds and beasts in the sky were beheaded one after another. Zhang Liang looked very surprised and shouted loudly, "Brothers, cheer me up, I would rather die than retreat. The immortal cultivators of the Qin family have come to support us again. Remember, behind us are our relatives, brothers, and sisters. Kill me, I would rather die than retreat." Kill. Those combat team members were originally a little panicked, but with Qinzu's appearance, they have calmed down a lot. A large number of alien beasts are still charging forward. Boom. There was a dull loud noise in the sky, followed by a huge alien beast point. Compared with those small alien beasts, the overall ferocity of these behemoths is not known how much higher. At the beginning, Qinzu used the swordsmanship to defeat the giant beasts. This time, in the blink of an eye, 9 huge alien beasts appeared. Half of the sky seemed to have been blocked, and the sky was a little darker. On the building of Hadeo City, some capable people stand on high places, and they can see the ferocious and terrifying giant beasts, and their eyes have become unconsciously terrified. Can those people keep it? I'm not sure. Anyway, the ordinary people who just rely on the alien beasts will definitely be useless. It's not that those of us in China don't work hard. The alien beasts are too ferocious, their defenses are strong, and hot weapons are useless at all. The immortal cultivators of the Qin family are here. What are you afraid of? After all the calculations, there are only 2 immortal cultivators from the Qin family. There are too many alien beasts. I feel a little tired. No, I'd better go first and escape to a safe place. Although the evacuation was not prevented, there are still timid people on the way to escape. Qinzu and Qin Heoxu took tyrannical shots one after another. Although those alien beasts suffered heavy casualties, there were too many of them. They kept advancing from other directions. Soon, there might be defensive combat team members. Once such a thing happens, it will be absolutely catastrophic for those who are fighting in China. At this time, Wu Hua's mobile phone was blown up again. The situation in Hadeo City is extremely dangerous. This time, the alien beasts are faster and more numerous. They did not blindly attack the immortal cultivators. They are ready to break through the defense line from all directions. The 2 immortal cultivators of the Qin family may not be able to guard them. Do you want to stop the people from retreating? The cold sweat on Wu Hua's forehead fell. He was not afraid of taking responsibility, but if he caused too many casualties, not only was the responsibility huge, but his conscience would also be difficult. You are in Dukao village. Hurry up and ask Sect Master Qin. At this time, do you want to withdraw? Taking a deep breath, Wu Hua tried his best to calm down. Even if he couldn't enter the room, he was outside the door and told the situation loudly. After a while, there was no response from Qin Feng. Xiaoli was anxious and said, "Leader, let the people in Hadeo City evacuate first. If something goes wrong, the price will be too high." Wu Hua closed his eyes, calmed his mind, and said to the phone, "No need to evacuate people, no need to evacuate, at least not now." Wu Hua, do you know what you are talking about? I know what I'm talking about, and take responsibility for anything I say. When the voice fell, Wu Hua hung up the phone. The faces of Xiaoli and the driver beside him were constantly changing. Xiaoli, whose personality was not calm enough, finally couldn't hold back and said, "Leader, if you don't leave now, you may miss the best opportunity." Wu Hua looked at the room where Qin Feng was and said slowly, "I believe that Sect Master Qin, if it is really dangerous, he will definitely speak just now, instead of being silent." "Leader, why do you trust him? Even if you are a cultivator, in the final analysis, you are not a god." Zhao Li wanted to continue talking, but was interrupted by Wu Hua. "The reason I trust him is very simple. I don't believe that a suzerain who sends all adults in the village regardless of the comfort of the village will not care about the safety of everyone in the entire island city. I don't need to be suspicious of people, but I don't need to be suspicious of people. Since I chose to trust Sect Master Qin from the beginning, I should believe it to the end and do big things. The most taboo thing is to be hesitant. Xiaoli opened his mouth and wanted to speak, but he didn't say it. Wuhua's meaning is already obvious, that is, to trust Qin Feng with a determined mind. It is useless for others to say it. Of course, there may also be gambling element in it. At the same time, in Heidao City, the tragic fighting continued. Qin Zu and Qin Haoxu fully demonstrated their peak strength, and they absolutely blocked 10. Although the two did not discuss it, they tacitly drew a line, Qin Zu on the left and Qin Haoxu on the right. One person and one sword, guarding the defense line of dozens of meters alone. One person and one halberd, also guarding the distance of dozens of meters, not retreating half a step. But, as more and more alien beasts invaded, the pressure on the two of them is increasing. Chapter 87. Old age has not dared to forget about the country. The look on Zhang Liang's face became extremely solemn. Once Qin Zu and Qin Haoxu were unable to stop the invasion of alien beasts, they would have no hope of relying on combat troops to stop them. At that time, everyone in the island city will be in danger, and the entire loss will be too great to imagine. Seeing that the situation was getting more and more critical, a long howl cut through the sky. Someone looked up, and looked in the direction from which the voice came, with an incredible expression on their face. An old man with grey hair and a spirited spirit, giving people a sense of immortal style, is bucking the trend, and facing the alien beasts. I'll go, then. That person is not too young. Also, he is also a cultivator. He is here to help us. I want to cry a little bit. It's so touching, that I still go up, and work hard at such an old age. It is said that the humble do not dare to forget the care of the country. I think they are old, and do not dare to forget the care of the country. Among the crowds in the island city, there were constant discussions at the same time. After seeing the old man coming from the live broadcast on the internet, there are also hot comments. The old man's age is enough to be my grandfather. It should be at the age of retirement and leisure, but it still appears in the most dangerous place. Admirable and admirable. The older you are, the stronger your strength should be, right? Not necessarily. Don't forget, this is a cultivator, and talent is also very important. When the crowd continued to discuss, the old man said loudly, Qin family, Qin Hongfu is here. Kill. Qin Hongfu seems to be a relatively smooth person, but when it comes to the critical moment, it is really good. A long sword in his hand suddenly came out of its sheath, and the force of the sword spread wildly, rushing towards those alien beasts. Everyone was thinking in their hearts, when the three of them could completely stop the beast. The clear howling once again cut through the sky. Qin family, Qin Wen is here. Wow. Bacchus is here. Bacchus is here. The last time Qin Wen made a move, he showed his great power, and now he has become the undisputed god of wine, and it is absolutely recognized. Whether it is good or not. Zhang Liang obviously got to know Qin Wen through other channels, and quickly waved, bring the wine, and give it to the god of wine. Someone brought the wine immediately. Qin Wen was not polite, took it, and raised his head to dry a bottle. Happy, grandpa is here. Little strange beast, resting wildly. Well, every time Qin Wen makes a move, the sense of ritual is really enough, and what he says is very polite. The sword key spread out, and Qin Wen shot with all his strength. For a time, the pressure on Qin Haoxu and Qin Zu was relieved a lot. The internet has already fried the pot. The Qin family is all Qin family. Sure enough, at any time, you can trust the Qin family. There must be no problem in Heidao City. 4 immortals and little strange beasts have already arrived. Why are you afraid? Kill them all. Kill them all. Let those alien beasts come. And they want to leave. Grass is just one word. I only say it once. Unexpectedly, when everyone was discussing, there were still people coming. The Qin family, Qin Yap, come to report. Qin Yap, who has an excellent temperament, came from the wind point at the beginning. Qin Ya and Yan Xiao fought against alien beasts together, and they also gained a lot of popularity on the internet. It's Fairy Qin Ya who is here. Now, it's time to compare. All the immortal cultivators of the Qin family here. Heidao City can definitely sit back and relax. Look, I see someone coming from the wind again. The effort to speak. Sure enough, someone else came. Qin family Qin Yu, on the order of the sect master, come to support. Qin Yu's talent is extremely high, and he is on a par with Qin Hao's learning. He feels a weapon in his hand, especially exaggerated, a pair of hammers under each other's knocks. There was a loud noise, and in the blink of an eye, they killed the beasts. No matter what kind of alien beast, as long as it is hit by a hammer, its skin will tear open in an instant. Under the impact, the alien beasts on both sides will retreat like a wave of defeat. At this time, in the sky above the island city, the 6 Qin family members shot with all their strength. Zhang Liang also commanded the combat troops and opened fire with all their strength point. Even if they could not kill the alien beast, they could effectively slow down the speed of the alien beast and give the immortal cultivators of the Qin family share a little pressure. The wailing of the beast continued to sound point originally. When Qinzu and Qin Heoxu were there, they tried their best to stop them and didn't let those alien beasts move forward point at this time. The 6 people defended in pieces, nailed to the same place like nails. Those alien beasts were hungry with all their strength point under the impact. It cannot break through the block point. Ziroli in Dukal village has been following the live broadcast of Heidao City on his mobile phone. The look on his face is a colorful one that changes. At the beginning, when only Qinzu and Qin Heo were learning, Ziroli's heart was almost in his throat, and he might not be able to stop it. If there were large-scale casualties in Heidao City, Wuhua would definitely not be able to escape the responsibility. Later, Qin Hanfu, Qin Wen and others arrived one after another, and Ziroli was so excited that he almost forgot to cheer. Leader, the Qin family has dispatched 6 immortal cultivators. Despite the rush of alien beasts, they cannot break through the steel defense line formed by the immortal cultivators of the Qin family. The island city will be safe and sound. Wuhua let out a long breath. Although the expression on his face was not as unpredictable as Ziroli's, in fact, he was under great pressure. Now, I finally heard the good news. How could I remain calm? Happiness is a must point. The fierce battle in the island city continues, although the 6 people have not shot together, but because their strength determines their vision and pattern, they cooperate quite tacitly. Seeing those alien beasts still charging forward fiercely, Qin Heoxu said loudly at this time, Qin Yu, do you dare to rush with me to give these beasts a head-on blow and suppress their arrogance? Qin Yu gave a hearty laugh, staggered the 2 hammers, and said, why don't you dare? Sister Zhu, 4th uncle, I'll leave it to you first. Qinzu nodded in response, don't worry, as long as we're here, alien beasts won't be able to rush past. You and Qin Yu should be careful. Haha, it's all trivial, don't worry. Qin Heoxu and Qin Yu burst into shouts at almost the same time. Kill. The 2 rushed forward against the trend and fought side by side. Fang Shan painted a halberd, with an incomparably overbearing strength condensing, rushing forward, waving the double hammers alternately, in the sky. There are countless hammer shadows condensed, all with boundless strength force. Chi-chi-chi, boom, boom. The counter-attacks of the 2 were not ordinary sharp point. Those alien beasts were killed instantly, so why didn't they play cards according to common sense? There were so many, why would they dare to launch a countercharge? It's too much. Don't take us as alien beasts. Ow, moo, ah, oh, countless alien beasts roared and charged towards Qin Heoxu and Qin Yu frantically, and even more ferocious beasts like giant monsters attacked the 2 of them. It seemed that there were 2 torrents of steel in the sky. We are about to smash together. Chapter 88 Great Victory. Facing the tidal wave of attacks from alien beasts, Qin Heoxu and Qin Yu were unafraid and still charged forward against the trend. Moo. The monster-like beast came crashing down. Qin Heoxu suddenly stood still in midair, with a vast golden light blooming around his body, and behind him, there was a faint shadow of Bifang, a strange beast of the mountains and seas. The original momentum was extremely high. At this moment, he has already rushed to the peak state, as if Qin Heo learns the momentum of one person. Even if he compares with thousands of exotic beasts, he will not lose the slightest. Destroy. For a while, Qin Heoxu couldn't see clearly. He could only see a halberd in the sky, like a flying fairy, slashing towards the buffalo-like behemoth. Laugh. The ink-colored liquid splashed, and the wailing sound resounded through the sky. Whoa. The huge body of the alien beast fell into the sea, dyeing the color of the sea into black. Buffalo. Invincible. The alien beast is nothing. The immortal cultivator of the Qin family. Yides. The Cheers of countless people sounded, and at the same time, Kinyu's body flew up against the wind, and the immortal weapon hammer in his left hand flew out. The sound of breaking through the air was extremely shrill, and the Qin Feng-sized birds and beasts in the sky had already tried their best to dodge, but unfortunately, the speed of the flying immortal soldier hammer was too fast. Puff! In the middle of the chest of the bird and beast, a tragic cry sounded. This is not the end. Kinyu followed the immortal weapon hammer at a high speed, and the moment the immortal weapon hammer hit the birds and beasts, he was just in front of him. The other immortal weapon hammer in his right hand swept across the 8 wastelands, boom, accurately, hit the head of the bird and beast, and for a time, the entire head of the bird and beast was deformed. The ink-colored blood splattered, and there was no chance to scream. The huge body of the bird and beast smashed to the sea. Whoa. There was another loud bang, and the waves were smashed several meters high, with an amazing momentum. Kinheogsu and Kinyu were like secretly fighting each other. Those alien beasts had no way to escape, so they rushed towards the two of them frantically, which made the pressure on Kinzu, Qin Hongfu and others plummeted. Counterattack, right now. Following Kinzu's clear drink, the other 3 rushed forward almost simultaneously against the trend. Between the shots, there was absolutely no mercy at all. Each of them remembered what Qin Feng said at the beginning, walking the path of immortals, and cultivating magic slaughtering skills especially in the face of alien beasts, either you die or I die. If you can still have kindness in your heart, it will be cruel to yourself, kill, die. The loud shouts continued to sound, and the 6 immortal practitioners of the Qin family were like a rainbow point correspondingly. Screams and wailing continued to erupt from those alien beasts. The ink-colored blood unique to the beast shot out in a frenzy, as if a black-colored rain was falling in mid-air. At this time, because several immortal cultivators in the Qin family were in close combat with alien beasts, Zhang Liang had already issued an order to ask the combat troops not to take action easily and not to cause any damage to the alien beast, but accidentally injure the Qin family. Immortal cultivators, that sin is a big one. Through the live broadcast, the people who have been paying attention to this fight are completely crazy, and the barrages are one after another, completely covering the mobile phone screen. The immortals of the Qin family are brave and invincible. I feel my blood burning, and my throat is hoarse. I haven't gotten up since I knelt down to look at my phone. It's so shocking and incredible. I also want to cultivate immortals and cry to death. Who can give me a chance to become an immortal cultivator? Hurry up and go to sleep. In a dream, there is everything. Immortal cultivators, not everyone can do it. With the heated discussions, the slaughter over there, no, it should be said that it is a unilateral slaughter, is still going on. The sound of the immortal soldiers breaking through the air continued to sound, and the 6 people's full strength counterattack was unstoppable. For a time, those alien beasts were all killed. When Kinheogsu and Kinyu joined forces to slaughter 3 monster-like beasts one after another, the entire beast group completely collapsed. Wow. With a shrill whistling sound, those ferocious beasts that had been attacking with all their strength began to retreat. The fighters around Zhang Liang had expressions of joy on their faces, and some of them couldn't help but shouted loudly, the alien herd has been defeated, and those beasts are going to escape. We won. We won. Invincible. The Qin family is invincible. Long live the Qin family. Long live. More and more shouts sounded. At this time, Kinzu and others still did not give up the opportunity to beat the underdogs, and rushed to kill one after another. The corpses of alien beasts continued to fall into the seawater. This time, the loss of alien beasts was much greater than the previous few times. Some alien beasts have retreated into the vortex of the Sea of Clouds, and then, the vortex of the Sea of Clouds in the sky, from the clockwise rotation at the beginning, to the counterclockwise rotation, it seems that it is estimated that it will disappear after a loss. Those alien beasts that have not been able to evacuate are completely panicked. There was absolutely no desire to continue fighting with Kinzu and the others. As for the slow-running beasts, no one could blame them, but they could only blame their own lives. Seeing that Kinzu and the others continued to charge forward when they got to the back, even if some strange beasts had no chance to escape into the vortex of the sea of clouds rotating counterclockwise. The gaps and cracks in the sky were disappearing. In the sky, the desperate roars of the abandoned alien beasts were constantly heard. At this moment, the alien beasts, who were completely frightened, had no intention of fighting again, and only wanted to run away. At the beginning, all the alien beasts were aggressive, and tried to rush to the island city through all directions, but they were stopped by Kinzu and Kinheogsu. What's more, there is less than 1/10 of the alien beast in the car that has not been able to be in time. How is it possible to break through the steel defense line formed by the 6 people? Exorcise the evil. Kill. Kinzu took the lead and rushed to kill, followed by Kinhangfu and others. The remaining alien beasts were considered to be bloody mildew. In less than 10 minutes, they were killed by 6 people together. Gradually, the dark clouds in the sky began to dissipate. If it wasn't for seeing the bodies of those alien beasts, perhaps some people would think that it was just a dream, or that nothing happened. Of course, there are also some emotional people who feel like they are separated from each other. Don't forget, if Kinzu and others didn't show up in time, I don't know how many people would have been forced to the end of their lives today. Some people who were timid and kept running away after hearing that the alien beast was slaughtered and retreated were full of disbelief, feeling that it must be fake news. From the beginning to the end, no matter how fierce the alien beast was, it failed to invade the island city one step. In the whole process, including those combat team members, there were no casualties. It was a real victory, a perfect fight. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 89. Shame. Kinzu and the others looked at each other and smiled. After all, they succeeded, and the battle was indeed beautiful. At this moment, Zhang Liang took a deep breath and shouted loudly, "Salute." Altogether, those combat team members raised their hands to salute one after another, with expressions of admiration, gratitude, and joy in their eyes that were extremely complicated. Kinzu and the others were stunned. They really didn't expect this kind of treatment. An even more unexpected thing happened. After confirming that there was no danger, more and more people from the island city rushed over. Thank you, big benefactor. You are the living bodhisattva who saves suffering. Knock. One for the benefactors. As soon as someone suggested it, the people from the island city all knelt down and kowtowed to thank them. Kinzu and others hurriedly avoided not accepting such great etiquette. As the oldest Kinhangfu, he was acquiesced as a representative and said, "We are all from China, so you don't have to be so polite. My Qin family just did what we should do. Long live the Qin family. Long live China. Long live the Qin family. Long live China." At the beginning, only a few people shouted. Later, more and more people shouted together. No matter the look or the excitement in the eyes, these shouts were all from the heart, not just empty slogans. Kinzu and others also sighed in their hearts. All the efforts are worth it after all. At least, these people will remember them and thank them. They waved their hands to greet people, but more and more people came later, which may cause large-scale congestion. Kinheogsu, who has always been unsociable, said in a low voice, let's go. Here, how can I feel like being looked at as a monkey?" Qin Hangfu couldn't help laughing. Of course, he didn't stay any longer. Several people rose up against the wind and walked away. Even so, many people bowed and kowtowed to the backs of Kinzu and the others leaving. When Qin Wen was in front of outsiders, his face was tense. After walking away, he finally couldn't help it and said with some excitement, "In the past, I felt that the hero was so far away from me. I didn't expect that one day we would become heroes too." You floating, Shen. To be honest, you don't feel anything in your heart. Qin Wen asked Kinyu, who was talking. After pondering for a while, Kinyu touched the back of his head embarrassingly and said, "To be honest, I also feel a little cool. Haha. Of course, I'm not a person who admires vanity, but I just feel that our efforts are not in vain." Those who keep saying thank you are all living people, and there is no need to do so because of differences. The invasion of the beast has caused lives to be lost, families have been broken, and wives and aunts have been separated. How can I be unhappy in my heart? Not only can you think so, in fact, several people felt more or less excited in their hearts. After all, they did work together and did something amazing. At this time, Fairy Village in Luo City, Xiaoli, who has been following the live webcast news, was a little choked up with excitement. Leader, did it. The immortal cultivator of the Qin family did it. The island city was intact, no alien beasts entered, and there were no casualties. It's a miracle. This is definitely a miracle. The smile on Woohoo's face was very pleased, and he said slowly, I think what you just said is still inappropriate. Miracles are called miracles because they rarely happen, but I believe that, as long as the Qin family is around, this kind of thing will happen in the future. Yes, the immortals of the Qin family are indeed unimaginably powerful. Xiaoli is now convinced, and invisibly, quite ashamed. At the beginning, with the heart of a villain, I felt that the Qin family might deliberately make things difficult, and would not appear in Heidao City. Who knows, the people of the Qin family not only appeared, but also did everything better than expected. Too much point, the three people were all very happy. At this time, Qin Feng's voice sounded, the crisis is only temporarily over. In the long run, this may only be the beginning. The further back, the bigger the crisis will break out. After seeing Qin Feng appear, the expressions on the three people's faces were completely different from the beginning, and they were truly respectful. Sect. Master Qin, I'm really grateful for everything the Qin family has done. I believe that, even if there will be crises in the future, with the Qin family here, I will be able to sit back and relax. Yes, yes, yes. Xiaoli was about to become a fanatical admirer of Qin Feng now. If the Qin family is here, China will be stable. There is no crisis that can defeat us. Qin Feng didn't get excited because of the two people's praise, but his face was still calm. People without farsightedness must have near-term worries. I have been thinking about a problem for the past 2 days in a short period of time. Those alien beasts have not invaded in a large area. My Qin family can still protect the safety of everyone. But in case someone one day, various cities in China, were invaded by alien beasts at the same time. At that time, even me, I couldn't guarantee everyone's safety. Have you thought about this problem, Wu? Hua's face was originally very happy, but his expression immediately became solemn, and at the same time, he admired Qin Feng to the extreme. It can be said to be famous all over the world at this age. Moreover, the first few cultivators and alien beasts have the absolute upper hand in the fight, and they don't think about the follow-up crisis at all. It is very possible. To be honest, it's good not to swell. Only Qin Feng, who was still calm, thought about the next thing first. After pondering, Wu Hua said, Sect Master Qin, what you said is indeed a problem. I will report it as soon as possible. I believe there will be a good solution. Qin Feng continued in a gentle voice, I said that the end of the day is not all despair, but there is also hope. It's just that you didn't listen to me at the time. After thinking about it, you still need to know about this matter. Wu Hua didn't understand what Qin Feng meant, but he felt that there was something in the words, so he quickly said, Sect Master Qin, if you have anything to say, just say it directly. Someone from Wu, will definitely listen carefully. The doomsday is coming, and alien beasts are constantly invading. At the same time, with the spiritual energy between heaven and earth, it gradually becomes richer. Also, although those alien beasts look ferocious and terrifying, their flesh and blood are of great benefit to enhance human physique. Perhaps, you can start to find out that some people may not be able to become immortal cultivators, but they can also take the path of cultivators by absorbing the spiritual energy between heaven and earth, and when they are strong, they can deal with alien beasts' ability to protect. Wu Hua was stunned at first, and then his eyes became ecstatic. Sect Master Qin, thank you very much. What you just said is too important. I will report it immediately and do research and arrangement in this direction. God bless China. Only if there are people like Mr. Qin appear. Except thanks, I don't even know what to say. Zhao Li was extremely ashamed. It turned out that the hope Qin Feng said was this. At first, he misunderstood it. He thought that the Qin family could take the opportunity to make a name for himself. The more he thought about it, the more embarrassed Xiaoli felt. Chapter 90 The Big Picture. Xiaoli thought about it and gave himself 2 loud slaps from the front and back. Wuhua couldn't see why. Sect. Master Qin, I sincerely apologize to you. It was because I was too narrow-minded and said some nonsense words. Now, I sincerely apologize. I'm really sorry. Wuhua was relieved. In his thoughts, Xiaoli should apologize to Qin Feng. Sect. Master Qin, you are too high-spirited. With the news you just provided, I believe that, as long as you start quickly, you will definitely gain something. No matter what happens in the future, I believe that everyone will not forget the Qin family contribution. Although, Wuhua didn't say it clearly, Wuhua's meaning was obvious. In the future, because of the recovery of spiritual energy, there may be powerful cultivators. At that time, the reputation of the Qin family's cultivators may not be so loud. Qin Feng knew that this was going to happen, and he took the initiative to tell everything. This is not Gao Fenglian Festival, so what is Gao Fenglian Festival? Smiling, Qin Feng said slowly, if I discover talents in the field of cultivators in the future, I need to give pointers or something. It's natural for me to go up and down the Qin family. The more strength I have, the more confidence I have to deal with the doomsday. Wuhua burst into tears with excitement. Looking at Qin Feng, this is not selfish at all, it's so touching. Qin Feng said in his heart, do you expect those who become cultivators, because of the recovery of spiritual energy, to surpass the Qin family's cultivators? Think about it too much. Just like Qin Feng said Qin Wen at the beginning, after the past 10 or 20 years, through continuous efforts, you will find that the gap between the two will become larger and larger. Of course, this kind of thing, Qin Feng thinks about it in his heart. And definitely won't say it. Sect. Master Qin, I have a question, and I have to communicate with you. Several times before and after, the Qin family defeated alien beasts to keep one side safe. Especially this time in Heidao City, everything the Qin family cultivators have done is obvious to all. You have put forward a good idea again. Now, is there any problem that I need to report to you? Whether it is in terms of rewards or some personal problems and troubles, I believe that I can handle them properly for you. From the beginning, it was not clear which party Wuhua represented, but the discerning person knew that the meaning of what he said just now was very realistic. If Qin Feng has any requirements, even if he mentions it, I believe it will definitely be met. Qin Feng smiled and waved his hand. Unnecessary. Wuhua was stunned, feeling that Qin Feng was simply a saint. Okay. He only paid and didn't ask for anything in return. I really don't know what to say. Sect Master Qin, I admire you so much. Of course, if there are any problems that need to be solved in the future, you can contact me at any time. What I said just now is for you and the Qin family, always valid. In the end, you can't let the hero pay blindly without getting any respect. I believe that the Qin sect master is splendid, but you can't cold the heart of the Qin family, thinking that the country will neglect the hero. It's not a splendid act. It's my duty to prevent the invasion of alien beasts. Moreover, every shot is also a training and improvement for the Qin family. If there are any follow-up problems, I will tell you. Okay, then we are done. Sect Master Qin should rest. I'll visit you next time. Who had just got important news from Qin Feng, so he hurried back to report, and finally found a chance to leave. Qin Feng didn't hold back either, letting the three of Wuhua leave point soon. Several Qin family members who had experienced the war rushed back to Dukao village. Those alien beasts had just fled, and in a short time, there would definitely be no more danger. After seeing Qin Feng, Qin Wen said excitedly, Brother Feng, do you know the news about the island city? We're okay, so I didn't embarrass you. Qin Feng smiled and nodded. Of course not, you are doing very well. The expressions on the faces of several people were very excited, and they felt that a simple compliment from Qin Feng was better than being thanked by thousands of people. Now I announce that Qin Zu fought bravely twice and was specially promoted to the Special Envoy of the East. Do you have any objections? The expression suddenly became serious. Qin Wen and others immediately responded, no. As Qin Feng's sister, Qin Zu's promotion to special envoy is really not a nepotism. After all, Qin Zu fought bravely in Gangchuan City, won the first battle, and improved the clan's follow-up battle by a lot confidence. When he was in Heidao City, he decisively supported Qin Heogsu, successfully defended the line of defense, and did not let the alien beast attack Heidao City half a step. These 2 points, no matter from which point of view, are eligible to become special envoys. Qin Zu was very happy, no matter what. This also represented a kind of recognition. Okay, let's all go to the responsible city. We can't tell when the alien beasts will invade. Understood. Several people nodded in response. At this time, Qin Heogsu asked, Sect Master, you don't have to go to Heidao City, right? Why don't you go over there? Hearing Qin Feng's rhetorical question, Qin Heogsu was startled and explained, the island city has already been invaded by alien beasts. In a short period of time, there should not be a second time. I can go to other cities and wait with peace of mind. That's just what you think. Qin Feng disagreed with Qin Wen's opinion. Who can guarantee that after the first failure of the alien beast invasion, it will not make a comeback? Do as I say, and you should go back to Heidao City. Do you understand, Ming? I understand. Several people said goodbye to Qin Feng and were about to leave. Qin Wen saw Qin Heogsu a little gloomy and said, what's the matter? You still have to be angry? Qin Heogsu shook his head. It's not a tantrum. I just feel regretful. In a short time, I have no chance to fight against alien beasts. By the way, if there is an alien beast invasion on your side and you can't handle it, remember to call me for support. Cut. Think beautifully. No matter how many exotic beasts come, I will definitely blow them all up. Well, Brother Feng has arranged it like this, so there must be a reason for Brother Feng. You should hurry back to Heidao City. Qin Heogsu nodded, rose from the wind, and drifted further away. He was somewhat unwilling. Qin Zu had become a special envoy. Qin Heogsu felt that, as long as he encountered strange beasts again, he would definitely perform well, become a special envoy, and get the chance to be by Qin Feng's side. Opportunity to study point. Unfortunately, this arrangement now has a slim chance point. According to the original plan, the Qin family continued to distribute in various cities. Once alien beasts invaded, they were the real trump card and main force to resist alien beasts. Those hot weapons were still powerless. However, what people did not expect was that an explosive news was spreading on the internet. I heard that the US officials seemed to have just held a press conference, saying that they have developed high-tech weapons to deal with alien beasts. Real or fake? Official press conference. The news should be true. F***K. This is really amazing. Chapter 91. Something is not right. Soon, the news on the internet that the United States had developed the latest high-tech weapons that could effectively kill alien beasts began to spread wildly. It's just that all the news has been passed on, but no one has seen the specific weapon and how effective it is. But some people have long believed it. Mainly in the recent era, too many high-tech products in the United States have been at the forefront. People are blindly obedient and seldom doubt it. It doesn't matter, the United States is as powerful as it is. We Huaxia and the Qin family's immortal cultivators are not afraid of alien beasts at all. That's right. The alien beasts came a few times, but they weren't killed. I heard that some countries are already requesting military assistance from the United States, and the United States is considering it, and it is very likely that they will send troops. It has nothing to do with us. What do you love? We Huaxia will be fine. Soon, the news on the internet about this aspect lost its popularity point. More people are still discussing the Qin family and the Qin Feng sect master who just heard from others. Of course, there are some people who keep asking how to become an immortal cultivator. Unfortunately, there are no good people who can answer this question point in a blink of an eye. A day passed. This morning, the weather in Dukao village was good. Qin Feng was closing his eyes and resting. Woohoo's familiar voice came from the outer door. Sect Master Qin, good morning. I take the liberty to disturb you, and I hope you can show up to meet. Qin Feng opened his eyes, thought about it, and walked out the door. What's up? Sect Master Qin, that's right. I have reported what you said yesterday to the senior management. They attach great importance to your opinions. Moreover, our leaders hope to visit you in person and exchange some questions. Do you think it is convenient? 4. Other people. A visit by a senior leader is definitely a very beautiful thing, and I wish it was like this. Qin Feng looked at it lightly and waved his hand. You don't have to. Even if you come, what's the use? I have already said what I should say, that, mainly because I also want to represent the country and the people who were rescued by the Qin family, come here to express my gratitude, if it is convenient for Sect Master Qin. Just as Wu Hua said this, the phone rang. Looking apologetically at Qin Feng. Sorry, I'll take a call first. Qin Feng nodded and signaled to please. Zhao Li stood there, and his whole attitude had already changed drastically. At this time, Qin Feng was really respectful, as if he didn't even dare to breathe. Wu Hua, who was answering the phone, suddenly raised his voice. What? Are you sure? Okay, I get it. Wu Hua quickly walked towards Qin Feng. Sect Master Qin, there is another abnormality in the island city. There is a sea of clouds forming, and it looks like a vortex of the sea of clouds will form soon. The expressions of Zhao Li and the driver changed, knowing that this meant that the alien beasts were going to invade the island city again. Qin Feng was somewhat surprised, but his handsome face remained calm. Ah, you sure it's an island city? Of course. Sect Master Qin, take the liberty to ask, can the immortal cultivators of the Qin family arrive in Heidao City in time? It's definitely not a problem. Right now, my Qin family is staying in Heidao City. Wu Hua let out a long sigh of relief, and his face softened a bit. That's great. Sect Master Qin was thoughtful, and made arrangements in advance. On behalf of all the people in Heidao City, I sincerely thank you. Qin Feng didn't answer, thinking to himself, all the people in Heidao City were represented by you. Do they know? By the way, Sect Master Qin, this time, there is still no need to arrange evacuation, right? To be honest, Wu Hua just asked a question. After all, just yesterday, the immortal cultivators of the Qin family slaughtered the quartet and let those alien beasts return, saving a huge loss. This time, it is definitely not necessary. Unexpectedly, Qin Feng did not answer quickly as expected. After pondering, Qin Feng said, this time, it is necessary to organize the evacuation of all personnel. Wu Hua and Zhao Li, including the driver who was following him, felt that they must have heard it wrong. Qin Feng's answer is too surprising. Why is this? Now is not the time to explain. If you believe me, you can report it immediately, or let me know, and let the island city organize personnel to evacuate. If it is too late, it may be too late. Zhao Li couldn't help it and blurted out, Sect Master Qin, I didn't mean to be an naysayer on purpose. This is too difficult for people to understand. Yesterday, you bluntly said that you don't need to be in the car. Why did you make the opposite decision today? The overall evacuation of personnel is too relevant. Our leaders must report it to the top. At that time, there must be a reason to explain it. The explanation of one sentence or two sentences is not clear. You can think about it yourself. Those beasts are ferocious, but they are definitely not fools. Things are very wrong. Now, let people evacuate immediately. When Qin Feng spoke, he was rarely serious. Zhao Li wanted to speak again, but Wu Hua stopped him. Sect Master Qin, I definitely believe you. Then I will report to the above, and organize all personnel to evacuate, as soon as possible. Wu Hua immediately went to call. Old leader, it's me, Wu Hua. Well, are you in Fairy Village? I'm here. I just talked with Sect Master Qin for a while. Recently, you should stay near Dukao Village. By the way, there is news from below. Although there is an abnormality in the island, Qin Haoksu of the Qin family is already waiting there, so it shouldn't be a problem. Wu Hua exhaled and said, Old leader, this is what I want to report. The problem in Heidao City this time may be much bigger than expected. All personnel should be evacuated immediately. Wu Hua, do you understand what you just said? What does it mean? Is this your own judgment, or the thoughts of Sect Master Qin Feng? The voice on the other side of the phone became very serious. Old leader, Sect Master Qin said to me personally that all personnel should be evacuated. This problem is too big, we have to discuss it at a meeting. Wu, who looked a little anxious. Old leader, time is running out. If it's too late, I'm afraid it will be too late. We must make a decision as soon as possible. When Woohoo was on the phone, the dark clouds over the island city continued to cover, once again giving people a feeling that the city was about to be destroyed by dark clouds yesterday. Everyone in Hideo City was instinctively panicked. Seeing you again today, it will be much calmer, especially when I heard that there are immortal cultivators in the Qin family in Hideo City. I feel even more comfortable and have no intention of running away. Chapter 92. The evacuation that has not started. People in Hideo City couldn't see panic at all. Some are even happy. That's great. Now, I can watch a grand battle again. I haven't seen enough of the peerless grace of the immortals of the Qin family. Will there be an accident? Those alien beasts dare to come, and they will never be to die. Why can those alien beasts be turned upside down? In front of the immortals of the Qin family, they can't turn the tide at all. Those anchors are even happier. Yesterday, there was a live broadcast of a battle, and the attention and traffic skyrocketed. Now, the popularity is about to pass. Who knows, someone will send pillows when you doze off, and those strange beasts are really coming again. Find the best angle in a hurry, and quickly open the live broadcast. Family, old irons, I have good news for you. Having said that, the anchor reacted again, and he couldn't say that. The alien beast came and seemed too excited. Isn't that looking for scolding? Immediately changed his serious expression and said a little heavy, family, the island city is about to be invaded by alien beasts again. I didn't expect that. Yesterday the immortals of the Qin family shot one after another. Those alien beasts were not afraid, thinking about coming to die. Today, I risk my death to live broadcast to my family again, and the little red heart lit up. Keep an eye on it. I'm going. The island city is going to be invaded by alien beasts again. The anchor should pull it down. What's the matter with the live broadcast? As long as there are immortals of the Qin family, there can be any problems. That is, don't make yourself so miserable. There is absolutely no danger of farting. It seems that after the Qin family defeated the alien beasts several times, not only the urban crowd that suffered from the disaster became extremely optimistic, but the audience who watched the live broadcast became even more optimistic, and even felt that this was a free visual feast. Point at this time, Qin Heogsu had already appeared, and he rose up against the wind, and when people were in the air, they heard the cheers and applause of countless people. The immortal Qin family, if I remember correctly, that is Qin Heogsu Zinran, who was very domineering yesterday. The immortal Qin family has already come, and there will be absolutely nothing wrong. Zhang Liang, who was in charge of commanding the combat unit, was not as nervous as he was yesterday, and greeted Qin Heogsu with a smile. Zinran. Qin, I have to trouble you again today, Qin. Heogsu waved his hand, and his expression was much more serious than yesterday. I can't talk about trouble, I'm just doing what I should do. By the way, have you received an order? And now the city is starting to organize people to evacuate. Zhang Liang was stunned, something surprised and puzzled on his face. What? Order? I haven't heard of it. You didn't have to evacuate yesterday, and certainly not today. Qin Heogsu thought so too, and he was even more excited than yesterday. He thought he would not have a chance to face alien beasts in a short period of time. Who knows, those alien beasts who didn't give up chose Hideo City again. It looks pretty good. As a result, not long ago, Qin Heogsu received a call from Qin Feng, and his face became serious after hearing it. Zhang Liang asked at this time, Zinran Qin, why do you want people to evacuate this time? Is it okay to have you here? Or, someone will come to support yesterday, but not today. Qin Heogsu's expression was still serious. If the invasion of alien beasts is too violent, my Qin family will definitely have supporters, but this time, we can't be careless. Our suzerain said that we must let the people evacuate. Is this really necessary? Zhang Liang became more and more at a loss. He felt that with the immortals of the Qin family, he would definitely be able to sit back and relax. The situation is not the same. Those alien beasts are not all fools. Otherwise, they would not have escaped decisively yesterday. Under the circumstances of such heavy losses, alien beasts dare to make a comeback. Who knows if there will be an accident this time? Naturally I won't be afraid, but, according to our sect master's intention, once an uncontrollable accident occurs and causes casualties, it will not be worth it. Now, we must organize an evacuation. Zhang Liang's expression became solemn. The problem is that we haven't gotten the relevant orders yet. Qin Heoxu pondered for a while and immediately understood where the problem was. The economic losses caused by the evacuation of people from a city are absolutely incalculable. Moreover, in the eyes of others, although the invasion of alien beasts is terrifying, as long as there are immortals of the Qin family, they will be safe and sound. Huge economic loss. As I was thinking about things in my heart, there was a rumbling sound in the sky. More than a dozen terrifying vortexes of the sea of clouds have formed, more than yesterday, and the gust of wind is even more terrifying. The dark clouds were dense, and the vortex of the sea of clouds continued to press down. Zhang Liang's expression changed. He had become uneasy because of Qin Heoxu's words. Now that he saw the terrifying dissimilarity, he was even more upset, and he always felt that something big would happen. Crack. In the sky, a thunderbolt seemed to explode. Immediately following, the roars of countless alien beasts sounded. Ow. Ah. Moo. A strange and terrifying roar resounded throughout the world. The speed of the appearance of those alien beasts is too much faster, as if in the blink of an eye, there are countless different types of alien beasts rushing out, seemingly with a sense of depression that destroys everything. Prepare for battle. Zhang Liang's face was serious, and he had already shouted loudly. Combat troops. The first time into a state of waiting point, the faces of the live broadcasters changed. Family, something is not right. I feel that the alien beasts appeared too fast and fierce today. Anchor, don't panic. Isn't there an immortal from the Qin family? Ah, the anchor has learned to fish, so he's pretending to be scared there. Don't you just want to give a reward? Come on, buddy, give you a rocket, and broadcast well. Don't be surprised. Comments on the internet do not seem to be nervous at all. At this moment, there is a familiar voice surging over the island city. Qin family Qinzu, in the name of the sect master, come to support. Wow, Fairy Qinzu is here. That's my dream lover. Ah, you are also worthy. Don't Toad want to eat swan meat? Can't. I think about it. You can't even think about it. Is Fairy Qinzu something you can blaspheme at will? Haha, Fairy Qinzu is here again. It must be fine today. As the voice fell, as a result, a familiar voice sounded again. Qinya of the Qin family, on the order of the sect master, come to kill the alien beast. Qin family Qin Wen, at the order of the suzerain, come to support in person, and bring me wine. Fairy, Qinya and Bacchus have also arrived. Niu chap, the immortals of the Qin family appear more and more timely. Hurry up and get the wine for the Bacchus. Don't affect the fighting power of the Bacchus. Those alien beasts dare to come and die. This time, kill all those beasts. While they were chatting happily, there was an indescribably sharp roar between the heavens and the earth, slamming through the sea of clouds and vortex. Then, the sky darkened instantly, and for a while, the sky seemed to have two blood-red moons. Everyone's faces changed wildly. I don't know what happened. Chapter 93. Something happened. Many people looked dazed, and it was obviously daytime now. Of course, because of the appearance of the dark clouds and clouds, it is indeed a lot darker, but it will not suddenly become invisible. And what the hell are two bloody moons in the sky? At this time, Qin Heoxu and the others' faces instantly became extremely solemn. As immortal cultivators, their perception is much stronger than that of ordinary people. When the sharp roar sounded, they felt a monstrous suffocating aura, which had never happened in the face of alien beast invasions before. Qinzu narrowed her beautiful eyes and said, "Are those two eyes of an alien beast? What kind of monster is this? It feels extremely powerful." Yes, some people have already realized that there is no bloody moon, it is just the eyes of alien beasts, and because the body of alien beast is too large, it blocks all the light at once, and it becomes extremely dark. Hoo-hoo. The roar was extremely strange, and then, blood-red rays of light bloomed in the sky, and in an instant, the sea of clouds was rendered a terrifying blood-red color. Many people have already seen that it is an absurdly large blood-red body, and, covered with huge scales, it looks a bit like a crocodile monster. Gosh, I can't believe my eyes. What the hell is that? It's Terrifying. I thought I was going to die of fright just now. If it weren't for the immortals of the Qin family, I would really die. Okay, hoo-hoo. The huge monster and beast roared against the sky again, followed by a huge tail, slamming into Qin Heoxu and others. Kill. After several fights, Qin Heoxu and the others did not have the slightest fear on their faces, and rushed forward in the face of enormous pressure. The wind blade was turbulent, and there was a vast force condensed from the bodies of several people, followed, and fought back with a bang. Boom. After the force collided, there was a huge sound. The bodies of Qinzu and the others swayed unconsciously. It has to be said that the strength of this alien beast is indeed very powerful. Several people tried their best to stabilize their bodies, and continued to fight against the trend. The immortal soldier in his hand made a shrill humming sound. Obviously, it had already improved its state to its peak. The gigantic monsters and beasts rushed to a few people as soon as they shot. Similarly, Qinzu and others also wanted to capture the thief and the king. As long as the huge monsters and beasts were killed, the other beasts would not be enough fear. It was too late, but soon, the immortal soldiers in the hands of several people hit the body of a huge monster and beast fiercely. Dang. Woo. A strange collision sounded, deafening. There is a vast amount of power surging around, which is enough to show that several people have worked hard for a long time, and all of them have confidence in their own shots. Unexpectedly, something unexpected happened. Although the immortal soldiers hit the monsters and beasts, they did not cause any substantial damage. Even Qinzu's arms were faintly numb. The complexion has all changed. What a tyrannical defensive ability this is. Not only ignoring a few people to attack with all their strength, but even immortal soldiers can't do anything. Hoo-hoo. A strange roar resounded through the sky, and the huge alien beast swept its tail again. The strength was earth-shattering, and Qinzu and the others could only be forced to block it. Boom. Dang. Woo. The tyrannical and unparalleled force collided, accompanied by the immortal soldiers hitting the monsters and beasts again, but still failed to cause any damage. At this moment, Qinzu and the others were completely restrained by the huge alien beasts, while the other alien beasts let out various roars, obviously showing excitement, and did not choose to take the opportunity to besiege Qinzu and others, but rushed towards the island. City. Zhang Liang's face changed wildly, and he decisively ordered, fire, fire with all your might. Da. Whizzing. Boom. Boom. The sound of guns and guns swelled in the sea of clouds, pouring frantically toward those aliens beasts. It's just that the effect is the same as before, and it can't cause any substantial damage to those alien beasts. It's just slowed down. Not only Zhang Liang, but the faces of the combat troops also changed. Several immortals of the Qin family were completely restrained by the monsters and beasts that appeared, and the other groups of beasts were madly attacking, and it was impossible to stop them by relying on them alone. Although they were afraid in their hearts, these people could not retreat, because behind the undefended island city, the most helpless, or hopeless, because the dazzling performance of the immortals of the Qin family in the past few times gave people too much confidence. From the beginning until now, there has been no order to evacuate. Once the alien herd broke in and began to wreak havoc, I don't know how many tragedies will happen. Brothers, don't take a step back. Today, even if you die, you have to die here for me. Zhang Liang roared loudly, already having a bad premonition in his heart. At this time, in the fairy village, Qin Feng rarely took the initiative to leave the room, and glanced at Wu Hua. Has the evacuation of personnel been arranged? Wu, who looked a little embarrassed, and didn't know what to say for a while. That, things are still coordinating. Qin Feng's face turned cold, and he instantly understood that there was no arrangements at all. Make arrangements now. Hopefully it's not too late. However, Qin Feng's voice just fell, and Xiaoli exclaimed involuntarily, it's over, something big is going to happen. Wu Hua knew that Xiaoli had been broadcasting live on his mobile phone, and was following all the situation in Heidao City. His face suddenly changed and he asked, what happened? Leader, there are monsters and beasts that have never appeared before. The two eyes are like bloody moons, and they are really invulnerable. The four immortals of the Qin family are completely contained by monsters and beasts. The impact on the island city. Seeing that the fighters will be unable to resist. What? How could this be? Woohoo's face was pale, and he regretted it a little. He should have continued to call and explain the situation to the above. Now, even if he organizes the evacuation, I'm afraid it will be too late. In Island City, countless alien beasts are roaring frantically. Birds and beasts, without the restraint of the immortals of the Qin family, flew from high altitudes, swooped, and changed their shape perfectly, dodging the incoming bullets and artillery shells. What? Be careful. With exclamations and screams, the fighters have suffered serious casualties. Blood splattered and screamed. Some fighters' bodies were pulled into the air, and then they were torn apart, looking extremely bloody and terrifying. The faces of the civilians in Hideo City who witnessed the tragic situation began to change wildly. My god, how could this happen? What about the immortals of the Qin family? Hurry up and kill those birds and beasts. Run for your life. Run for your life. You can't stop it. From the beginning of the calm to now, the entire city's crowd has fell into panic one after another. Chapter 94. Precarious. The alien beasts continued to impact the combat troops, and the casualties were extremely heavy. At a distance, you can also use guns to slow down the impact of those alien beasts. Once rushing to the front, those guns, in the eyes of alien beasts, are worthless, and the fire sticks are no longer comparable. Zhang Liang's face was pale, but he gritted his teeth and said, "Rush for me, die for me, die for me, stop them." Immediately, a combat team member picked up the bomb and roared as if at home. "Brothers, die with me, don't step back." The 10 acquaintances picked up the bomb and charged forward. The explosion sounded. The brave combat team members were bombed with flesh and blood, and died on the spot. However, those alien beasts hardly suffered any harm. Instead, I feel that this is a kind of provocation to their alien beasts. Now, in the roaring sound, the alien beast attacked like crazy, and the combat team members were constantly torn, bitten, and shot with blood one after another. There are already alien beasts breaking through the defense line, and charging into the island city behind. Kinzu and the others were extremely anxious, but they were pinned down by the incomparably huge monsters and beasts, and they had no chance to rush over to stop them. At this time, a long whistle sounded. Qin family Qin Hongfu is here. Kill. Qin family Qin Lei again. Kill. Two people came one after another, but the gap was already too big. Although the two tried their best to fight, there were still alien beasts charging past. Run. Those alien beasts are here. The cries continued to sound, and some people were swallowed up by alien beasts. Before they could react, the faces of several live broadcasters who were still on the air changed wildly, and there was a cry in their voices. "It's over. Everything is over. Old irons. Family, I may be dying. I'm still so young. I don't want to die. Woohoo. Who will save me?" The internet exploded in an instant. How can this happen? Even the Qin family can't stop it. What should I do now? It's the island city that suffered the disaster. Who knows, will it be our turn next time? The end of the world is really inevitable. All of us going to die. It's so desperate. When the news of the invasion of alien beasts spread, everyone felt extremely terrified. Later, the first few immortals appeared like saviors, so everyone saw hope. However, no one thought that there would be such a thing today. Things happen. Soon, the wind of various comments on the internet changed. "We have always underestimated alien beasts, and overestimated the immortals of the Qin family. Yes, we think too highly of the immortals of the Qin family. Return to the immortals of the Qin family? The bullshit immortals of the Qin family. I think they are the accomplices of alien beasts." It's too much to say. The immortals of the Qin family are still fighting, and they don't want to see such a tragedy happen. It's the alien beasts killing people. Why are you targeting the Qin family? Does it have nothing to do with the Qin family? If the Qin family hadn't given people hope, if the good people from Hideo City evacuated early, the casualties would have been reduced. That's the truth. I think it must be someone from the Qin family, so Hideo City doesn't need to organize an evacuation. Why? Don't you ask? Didn't you watch the live broadcast yesterday? That Qin learned that he would keep Hideo City safe and sound. In fact, what Qin said at the beginning was that in the event of a foreign beast invasion, he would fight to the death. But he never made any guarantees. But now, after the crisis has come, the wind direction has completely changed, as if the immortals of the Qin family, in an instant from being admired by everyone, it has become heinous. The Qin family must be responsible for this matter. It turns out that they are the most unreliable group of people. B**********D. Immortals are simply vulnerable in front of powerful alien beasts, and they can also bully weak alien beasts. At this time, we should find a way to save more innocent people in Hideo City. What else can be done? There is no way. Didn't the United States say that it has developed the latest high-tech weapons to deal with alien beasts? At this time, it should contact the United States and quickly ask for help. Yeah, the US Army should be stationed in our country as soon as possible. At the juncture of life and death, don't worry about others, otherwise, innocent people will die all the time. There are more and more abuses against the Qin family on the internet, and in the island city, there are more and more strange beasts rushing into the city. Boom. High-rise buildings began to collapse, and many people were slaughtered by alien beasts. There was even an anchor who was torn apart by birds and beasts before he could react. During the live broadcast on his mobile phone, the real body was torn apart, which was extremely terrifying. More swearing on the web. The Qin family is a scourge. Every person who dies, the Qin family can't escape. Damn. The Qin family did not let the residents of Hideo City get in the car ahead of time, which caused huge casualties. The Qin family must apologize. The Qin family is a bunch of bastards. Although he hasn't appeared in public recently, Yan Xiao has been using the internet to keep an eye on everything that happens outside about alien beasts. When seeing more and more people cursing the Qin family, Yan Xiao was a little stunned at first, then became angry. In the end, Yan Xiao finally couldn't bear it anymore. As a public figure, it happened directly on the internet. I never thought that the immortal cultivators of the Qin family would be accused without cause. From the invasion of alien beasts in Gangchuan City to Yanjiang City and the subsequent Hideo City, the immortal cultivators of the Qin family tried their best every time. The battle has saved countless lives and families. Shouldn't our enemies be those ferocious alien beasts? The immortal cultivators of the Qin family are still fighting to the death, blocking the invasion of huge monsters and alien beasts. They don't even know that they have suffered so much infamy. Do you really want to make heroes bleed and cry? Fairy Yan is right. I think those people have gone crazy. What's wrong with the Qin family? I've been thinking about this problem, but I can't think of it at all. If it wasn't for the immortals of the Qin family, perhaps the entire island city would have been destroyed now, and the number of casualties would only be more. The keyboard warriors on the internet have gone crazy. They think they are standing on the commanding heights of morality, crazy output, and a group of brainless things. In the end, not everyone speaks nonsense and has bad intentions, and some people continue to speak up. Of course, if there is recognition, there will be scolding. Yan Xiao, you don't have to stand there and talk without your back hurting. You are an immortal cultivator. You know you can't die, so you don't understand our feelings at all. Now, there is no hope. There is still hope. The US military should be stationed in Huaxia as soon as possible to save us from the crisis. What kind of thing? An actor. In ancient times, it was a trivial thing. It sounds nice. Why don't you kill the alien beast? Instead, you hide behind like a coward. Soon, below this comment, there was Yan Xiao's reply. I'm already in Hideo City, and you, apart from clamoring on the internet, do you dare to come? Chapter 95 missed the best time. Yan Xiao spoke on the internet, and there were countless comments below. Don't forget that the current Yan Xiao, because of her multiple identities, is also a cultivator, and she is the top of the real top. After seeing Yan Xiao's reply, the following comments exceeded tens of thousands in a short period of time. Everyone did not expect that Yan Xiao had already arrived at Hideo City. In fact, Yanjiang City and Hideo City are not far away. And Yan Xiao has been following the news here. When the war broke out yesterday, Yan Xiao rushed over. Just because of Qin Haoxu, Qin Zhu and others' strong action, Yan Xiao just arrived yesterday, and the fight with alien beasts is over. Yan Xiao has been keeping a low profile recently, and simply didn't show up. Today, I didn't intend to show up. Mainly Yan Xiao felt that her strength could not be compared with Qinzu and others. She was afraid that if she made a move, not only would it not help, but it would drag her back, which would be too embarrassing. Now, the situation is extremely critical. Yan Xiao must not stand idly by. It's Fairy Yan going to take action. Wow. Queen Yan, yides. Some keyboard warriors know that they are going crazy, so you can go to Hadeo City and make your due contribution. That it's a bunch of shit, scolding the Qin family and Queen Yan, but they all forgot that when trouble came, the people of the Qin family and Queen Yan could have stood by and just stood by to protect themselves, but they're all fighting. If people who regard death as their home are to be sprayed, it would be too confusing. Shit, you guys are nice, but the dead people in Hadeo City have nothing to do with the Qin family's arrogance. The debate on the internet continued, but Yan Xiao didn't pay attention at all, because at this time, Yan Xiao was already involved in the crazy fight. Beast, die. Yan Xiao didn't think about helping Qinzu and the others to fight against that huge monster. Although her strength has been greatly improved because of the 9th turn Huchendan, she is still not strong enough to be of much help. Now, it is not as good as possible to rescue those who are attacked by the alien herd. Yan Xiao, who is alluring the country and the city, rises up in the wind, her fingers like a spirit with vitality, constantly beating. Buzz. The wind blades between the heavens and the earth condensed, followed, bursting open with countless hand tricks, attacking the strange beasts that were attacking one after another. Ow. The ink-colored liquid splashed, and for a while, Yan Xiao directly killed several other beasts. It's a cultivator. Then, that's Yan Xiao. Fairy Yan is here. Hurry up and save us. The crowd that was being attacked just now kept shouting, and their faces were extremely frightened. Yan Xiao's pretty face was full of determination, and she exhaled. You back up, go as far as you can, and I'll stop those beasts. As soon as the words fell, Yan Xiao rushed forward, constantly condensing his hand and attacking. The appearance of the alluring country and the city, the temperament of the dust, coupled with the sacred and dazzling hand tricks, the Yan Xiao at this time is indescribably beautiful. Point at the same time, Qinzu, Qin Haoxu and the others were constantly attacking and trying to kill monsters and beasts, but unfortunately, all of them were in vain. They had already fought at their peak, but the immortal soldiers in their hands were still unable to fight against them. Monsters and beasts cause any damage. Those alien herds have rushed into the island city. What should I do now? Qin Haoxu was a little anxious. He was thinking of showing off his skills today, but who knows, there are so many unexpected things. If strictly speaking, Hadeo City belongs to the city that Qin Haoxu is responsible for, and he has a great responsibility. Point of course, what Qin Haoxu was most afraid of was Qin Feng's disappointment in him. Point Qinzu's pretty face was a little pale, and her eyes were very determined. Have you forgotten what Qin Feng said? Don't panic in case of an accident. Even if you try your best today, you have to kill this monster. If you let the monsters and beasts rush into the island city, that's the real bloody terror. Several people reacted instantly. Those alien beasts rushing into the island city will indeed cause certain personnel damage. However, if monsters and beasts are allowed to rush in, I'm afraid that the entire island city will be razed to the ground. The few of them now have a real responsibility. Even if they know they are defeated, they have to fight until the last moment. Kill. Several people roared one after another, and continued to deal with monsters and beasts with all their strength. Endukao village. Wuhua's face was extremely pale. To be honest, when Qin Feng asked the people who organized the real city to evacuate, Wuhua was a little puzzled, and felt that Qin Feng was too cautious now. Wuhua really regrets it. How dare he doubt Qin Feng's words? If according to what Qin Feng said, corresponding preparations have been made, why would it cause the current casualties? Xiao Li's face was also very ugly. From the live broadcast of his mobile phone, he could still see many people being slaughtered by alien beasts. What should I do? What should I do now? It's time to evacuate. Woohooer said in a bitter voice. Sect Master Qin, there are thousands of mistakes. It's all my fault. I failed to facilitate an early evacuation. But what should I do now? Can you think of a way? Qin Feng sighed slightly. If I had known today, why was it in the first place? The moment the voice fell, Qin Feng rose up against the wind and disappeared in the blink of an eye. Xiaoli was stunned and blurted out, Sect Master Qin is angry. Do you want to let go? Woohoo's eyes changed, and he blurted out with some excitement. Perhaps. Sect Master Qin rushed to the island city? Ah. Xiaoli was completely shocked, and then sighed again. Leader, even if Sect Master Qin is powerful, Tukao village is half a China away from Heidao City. It will take time for him to rush over. I'm worried that when Sect Master Qin really rushes over, it's meaningless, although it was not fully stated. Xiaoli's meaning was obvious. When Qin Feng arrived, maybe the whole thing was still there, and it would no longer exist. Woohoo's expression was also helpless, and he sighed. Now, there is no better way than to wait for the news, and hope for the best results. At this time, some of the high-level officials who had received the news had ugly expressions on their faces. Woohoo did convey Qin Feng's intention to let the organization evacuate as soon as possible, but the overall economic loss was too great, and because of the existence of the immortal Qin family, the above optimistic estimates of the follow-up things when the monster and beast appeared and realized that something was wrong, it was too late to organize personnel to evacuate. The emergency meeting has already started, but even if it is discussed, there is no better way to remedy it now, so I can only wait. Some people have already planned for the worst. Perhaps the entire island city can no longer be preserved. Now, the most worrying thing is the few cities connected to the island city. If the alien beasts continue to attack, the entire loss will not be dared imagine. Now, should we conduct emergency evacuation of several other cities? If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 96. The man is finally here. Soon, Woohoo's phone was blown up again. Leader, I'm in Tukao village now. I can't ask if people in other cities should be evacuated. The matter is too big, and I can't give any advice. Sect Master Qin is not in Tukao village, so I can't find anyone to ask. Woohoo is also very helpless now. The island city will soon be unable to hold, and who dares to draw conclusions easily about the rest of the matter? You must know that it not only represents huge economic losses, but also countless lives at this time. The fighting in the island city continued. The above is still constantly sending more troops. Although the early stage made a mistake in the evacuation, but at least now, they have not thought about giving up, and they are trying to save as many lives as possible. It's not that no one suggested that nuclear missiles be used to attack alien beasts, but it was directly rejected by high-level officials. The people in Heidao City did not withdraw. Not only the combat troops, but also the immortals of the Qin family were fighting to the death. At this time, the use of nuclear missiles will cost too much. The most important point, according to the original experience of the United States, even if nuclear missiles are used, the effect that can be achieved will not be very good. Destroy. The cold voice stirred in the air. Yan Xiao's fingers were constantly intertwined, and it looked dazzling. Numerous hand judgments, as if they were substantive, with their peak strength, combined with the impact of the wind blade, strangled those impacting alien beasts with all their strength. Boom. The tall building on the left keeps collapsing. AWW. The roar of the strange and good beast shook the heavens and the earth. There was a strange beast that was more than 10 meters tall, and I thought it was the legendary Pixie. It was blue in color, with a monstrous aura, and it kept attacking, running towards Yan Xiao. Obviously, Yan Xiao's continuous killing of alien beasts has become a thorn in the side of alien beasts, or thorn in the flesh. Back then in Yanjiang City, Yan Xiao encountered huge alien beasts, and was injured one after another. After all, her strength was weaker at this time. In the face of the impact of the huge alien beast, Yan Xiao looked firm, and did not retreat half a step. The thought in their hearts is actually very simple. Kinzu and the others are still facing even more terrifying beasts. Until now, they are still fighting hard. Yan Xiao can become an immortal cultivator because of Qin Feng from Dukao village, so they can't lose face. Another point is that Yan Xiao feels that if she can persist for a while, then more people can be rescued. Destroy. Yan Xiao exhaled again. Her hands were constantly intertwined, the hand tricks agitated in the sky, and the little girl had done her best. AWW. The roar of the huge beast became remarkably determined, and the mouth of the blood basin opened, as if an invisible energy wave hit all directions. Crack, crack. The glass on the surrounding tall buildings was shattered one after another, which was enough to show how terrifying the roar was. Yan Xiao's chest felt a little tight, which must have been affected. It's just that he didn't retreat half a step, and the hand tricks swayed one after another. In the air, it was like a silver white light curtain was formed, which slammed into the huge alien beast, AWW, accompanied by a roar. The huge alien beast charged forward with a bang. Boom. The concrete road on the ground was overturned one after another, and buildings around it collapsed. Under the impact of strong force fluctuations, those rubble, like waves in a furious sea, smashed towards Yan Xiao one after another. If the response is not timely, Yan Xiao is likely to be buried alive on the spot. Point: is Yan Xiao afraid? Of course afraid. You know, if there is no invasion of alien beasts, she is just an actress who can act at ease, a female star, and now she is facing the test of life and death. Point: afraid of being afraid. Yan Xiao knew that she could not retreat. It is often at this time that the human nature of a person can be seen most clearly. If you can overcome the biggest fear in your heart, then, no matter what the final result is, you will be worthy of the word warrior. Break. Yan Xiao exhaled and folded her hands together, looking very beautiful. Accompanied by the monstrous hand trick waist, the silver light skyrocketed, and a vast power surged. Point: all the immortals of the Qin family are fighting to the death. Yan Xiao is very clear that this time, no one will come to help him like in Yanjiang City. The only one he can rely on is himself. Boom, boom. The vast power surged, and the rubble that hit turned into powder. Yan Xiao really tried her best, but she was limited in what she could do. After the incoming rubble shattered one after another, the huge alien beast did not receive any substantial damage. It roared angrily, and followed, like a huge cyan lightning, and struck in the blink of an eye. Yan Xiao was in the center of the storm. Yan Xiao was exhausted by the continuous shots. At this time, she realized what it means to be powerless. If you want to attack, you can't do it. Even if you want to avoid it, you can't temporarily avoid the edge of alien beasts. In just a few days, Yan Xiao faced the second crisis of death. However, this time he was more calm. Perhaps, the moment Yan Xiao came to Heidao City and decided to take action, he thought of this ending. Point: die if you die, but you mustn't make it easier for alien beasts. Yan Xiao struggled for the last strength and continued to play tricks with both hands. Although the speed was getting slower and slower, her strength was still extraordinary. Kill. The little girl has never been so determined as she is now, and let out the last unyielding roar in this world. Point: the hand tricks surged out. Yan Xiao had reached the limit, and was completely powerless to fight. Point: the next moment, bang, bang, the huge force was agitated, and the huge alien beast let out a wailing, and its body was knocked back more than 10 meters in succession, causing the high-rise building to collapse. Yan Xiao's body has fallen down unconsciously, and there is something incredible in her beautiful eyes. Is this really what I did? In the peak state, he failed to shake the huge alien beast, but he succeeded in the last blow. No matter how you think about it, it's a little impossible. Be careful. A gentle familiar voice sounded. Yan Xiao's charming eyes widened instantly, and she blurted out, am I dreaming? Following that, Yan Xiao felt hugged by a warm chest, which was extremely familiar. The next moment, Yan Xiao felt the wind in her ears, feeling the terrifying speed, approaching the gigantic monster at an extreme speed. Die. The man's voice was very indifferent, revealing a light cloud and wind. Point: between the wave of hands, the wind blade, which has never been so terrifying, swayed, and in the blink of an eye, it attacked the huge alien beast that had just stood Firm point before Yan Xiao could react, she felt that her speed had soared again, and she had to stay away from here. Point the huge alien beast opened its bloody mouth, but couldn't even let out a wailing sound. Then, the whole body burst open, like the goddess scattered flowers. As he continued to move forward, Yan Xiao couldn't feel how he shot at all. The alien beasts along the way were stagnant as if they had been immobilized. Yan Xiao's eyes are bright. She knows, it must be that person. Here. Chapter 97 Embracing the beautiful woman, rising from the wind. The gentle male voice sounded again. Take this. Yan Xiao didn't hesitate at all, and ate the medicine pill handed over directly. The rosy lips touched each other's fingers. Yan Xiao didn't think much at first, but after a while, her pretty face blushed. I guess they meant to let her take it over, but she didn't expect her to open her mouth to greet her. He glanced secretly, and sure enough, the person who came was Qin Feng with a handsome face, and his expression was as calm as ever. Stay with me at ease. You must have time to recover now, otherwise, there will be danger. Well, I see. In Qin Feng's arms, Yan Xiao is as cute as she can be. Point at this time, countless alien beasts in the island city made a shrill roar. Kinzu and the others, who were fighting with huge monsters and beasts, felt that something was wrong. The roar of those beasts seemed to be a warning, as if they were keenly aware of the huge danger, and were approaching these beasts. Same point the next moment, a few felt a flower in front of them, and they followed, with expressions of incomparable joy on their faces. Qin Feng held Yan Xiao in his arms, and floated into the air, as if he had suddenly appeared. In Dukao village, Xiaoli, who has been trying to use the live broadcast to follow the situation in Heidao City, suddenly exclaimed, F***K, how is this possible? In the identity of Xiaoli, it is really the first time on the first day of the new year, to be able to speak foul language directly in front of Wuhua. Wuhua frowned slightly, a little dissatisfied, and Xiaoli was taken aback and said, what I said yesterday was in vain. Don't you understand? Do you have to be calm and steady when you are in trouble? Xiaoli hurriedly said, leader, you're right. I'm just too amazed. Qin Feng has already arrived at Heidao City. Now, whoever arrives at Heidao City, I'm afraid it will be difficult. When Wuhua said this, he realized that something was wrong. His face was extremely surprised, and he almost shouted, what did you say? Who came to Heidao City? Qin Feng, Sect Master Qin. Damn, how is this possible? Well, Wuhua followed suit. He estimated that it took less than 10 minutes from Qin Feng's departure to his appearance in Heidao City. That would have spanned half of China. How is this possible? Wuhua couldn't bear it any longer, and took Xiaoli's cell phone over, for fear of misreading it. Sure enough, through the relatively clear live broadcast, I saw Qin Feng was holding Yan Xiao in his arms, rising from the wind, like a fairy. 2. It's incredible. I suspect it's a dream. Woo. Who was Ragaff, shocked beyond description. Point at this time, Qin Feng's indifferent voice sounded in the sky above the island market. You go and stop those alien beasts from continuing to attack the island city. Here, there is me, Qin. Zhu and others did not hesitate at all, and immediately began to retreat. To be honest, because they trusted Qin Feng too much, they never doubted Qin Feng's words, and they never worried about Qin Feng's danger. There is an anchor who really seems to be still live, and his voice is still trembling. Home, family, then, that Yan Xiao, the person holding Yan Xiao, is also the immortal cultivator of the Qin family, Grass, who is holding Lao Tzu's goddess. The hatred of taking a wife is inexorable. Someone from the Qin family is here again. Looking at that, he is very young. Can he do it? The other immortals of the Qin family have retreated. I'm going. This is to ignore the life and death of Heidao City, and to protect themselves. It's over. The Qin family is really nothing. At the critical moment, they have to escape. No, the person holding Yan Xiao hasn't left yet, just, he has wool. At the critical moment, I only know how to take advantage of our goddess. The discussion on the internet is overwhelming. Point the discussion on the internet is overwhelming. Next moment, many people saw that when Kinzu and others left, they respectfully saluted Qin Feng. It seems that something is wrong. The attitude of the immortals of the Qin family is too respectful. I have a bold idea, then. That person won't be the patriarch of the Qin family, or the suzerain, isn't it Qin Feng, the immortal sect master of the Qin family? It shouldn't be so young. How could it be the patriarch and suzerain? It's too much. That kid quickly let go of Queen Yan and let me come. Yan Xiao didn't think anything about it. The people in the live broadcast room gave up one after another, and it really felt like they were robbing his wife. Hoo. A gigantic monster, somewhat like a crocodile, let out an earth-shattering roar. At other times, even if Yan Xiao was daring, he would feel somewhat afraid. However, the current Yan Xiao, because he was by Qin Feng's side, did not even have the slightest fear. With the roar of huge monsters and beasts, a storm surged in the sky. Qin Feng's clothes were blown violently, but he still hugged Yan Xiao, who was still recovering. The next moment, the huge monster and beast felt offended, and its huge tail swept across. Not long ago, Qinzu and the other four made a joint effort, and they could only barely resist, and sometimes, they had to be forced to dodge point Qin Feng at this time, although not alone, but holding Yan Xiao in his arms, is more like a drag. In the eyes of others, a typical longevity star hangs himself, and his life is too long. Standing proudly, Qin Feng is like a long spear that can't be bent or bent. One punch, as fast as the peak. Faintly, it was like a thunderous sound. Agitated. However, in the eyes of others, Qin Feng's heavy punch, swept across the tail of the huge monster and beast, is completely disproportionate. It's over. Goddess Yan is going to be killed. It's too much. This kid wants to die. No one stops him. But with Goddess Yan, I can't bear it. What the hell? The Qin family's bullshit fairy. Every good thing has to be pulled by a pad when it dies. Beast. B*******. D. That kid is even more hated than alien beasts. The barrage and comments are completely mad scolding. Most of the reasons are, of course, that Qin Feng not only killed himself, but also brought Yan Xiao with him. Then uncle can bear it, but even my aunt can't bear it. It's too late. It's too soon. Boom. An explosion-like sound resounded over the entire island city. Whether it was the crowd in Hadeo City who saw this scene, or the audience on the internet, they all became silent for a while. Some people opened their mouths wide, and saliva was already flowing down the corners of their mouths, but they forgot to wipe them. Almost everyone's thoughts. This moment is extraordinarily similar. Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. It must be something wrong. Chapter 98. The style of that sword. Qin Feng punched out, looking unpretentious. There was even a Yan Xiao in his arms. Qin Feng stood proudly after a powerful force against him, except for his clothes fluttering in the wind. His body remained motionless. Hoo. The huge monster and beast let out an angry, painful roar. The scales on the tail were smashed by heavy punches, and the ink-colored liquid continued to flow out. Qinzu and others continued to attack with immortal soldiers, but they failed to cause any damage to the crocodile. Now, they were severely injured by Qin Feng's punch. As long as it is a normal person, it will feel incredible. The people who were particularly shocked were Wuhua and the other three in Dukao village. Others don't know, but Wuhua is very clear that Qin Feng has just arrived at the island city at an incredible speed. Under normal circumstances, there must be a lot of consumption. Immediately after facing the huge monster and beast, it was a bit difficult to be strong, but Qin Feng instantly suppressed the monster and beast. Don't worry about accepting 9 years of compulsory education or not, let alone what identity. Wuhua couldn't help it and blurted out, F***K. Only these two words can truly express Wuhua's most real thoughts. Ho hum. The huge crocodile and alien beast was completely provoked. The blood moon-like eyes were full of anger and hatred. The blood basin opened wide, and the fangs were extremely terrifying. Although the body was huge, under the full force of the impact, the entire speed was as fast as lightning. Amid the exclamations of many people, Qin Feng and Yan Xiao were brought close in the blink of an eye. Unexpectedly, Qin Feng watched the whole process with a cold eye, and did not make any response in advance. What's the situation? You won't be frightened, will you? No. Although he shot a heavy punch, and injured the alien beast, he was also not lightly injured. Now, he is powerless to fight. It's over. I've been bullied at the beginning. If the other immortals of the Qin family hadn't left, they might still be able to kill that monster with their combined efforts. It's a pity. It's a pity. It's too late to say anything now. When the monsters and beasts were already in sight, suddenly, there was a crisp sound. Chuck. The long sword is unsheathed, and the cold light flashes. Immediately following, there was a sound like a dragon's roar, stirring up. That is the Langayan sword that Qin Feng made by himself. From that moment on, the real Taoist became an emperor, and the Langayan sword became an undisputed imperial soldier. The dragon's roar was agitated, and at the moment, when it was unsheathed, the sword ki rushed to its peak state. Generally speaking, the swordsman's shot is only through continuous fighting and accumulation to the critical point. In order to exert the strongest power of the long sword, Qin Feng did not take the usual path. When the sword came out, the sword ki climbed to its peak state, destroy others, burst out drinking, always giving people a feeling of hoarseness. Qin Feng exhaled and said, all of which were clear and light. The speed of Langayan sword is too fast to describe. In the sky, it was like there was a lightning bolt attached to the Dragon Yuan sword. From above the 9 heavens, in the blink of an eye to the front, it rushed forward, with the power to destroy everything, unstoppable. Laugh. With the crisp sound, Qin Feng and Yan Xiao's bodies moved forward at a high speed point in a state that most people did not see clearly. Qin Feng and Yan Xiao went from the head of the huge monster to the tail point. The distance of tens of meters was just a blink of an eye. The next moment, Qin Feng's Langayan sword had returned to its scabbard, holding Yan Xiao in his arms, and went down. Is this to escape? What's the situation? What happened? Everything happened so fast, and I'm still in a state of confusion. After pretending for a long time, in the end, do you still have to run away while everyone was discussing incomprehensible or mocking? An incredible scene happened. Laugh. There are countless ink-colored liquids splashing from the huge monsters and beasts. It looks like it is above the sky. In the next dark rain, countless people are gasping for air. But what everyone didn't expect is that this is just the beginning point. And the unbelievable eyes, the invincible crocodile and Jiao beast, the whole part is separated from the middle, the black blood, hidden inside, scattered. When no one else could see clearly, the huge monster and beast was divided into two by the Dragon Yuan sword. The tyrannical to perverted defense under the Dragon Yuan sword at this time is like a joke. Of course, no matter how tyrannical the weapon is, it stands to reason that it is impossible for someone to completely kill monsters and beasts in two with just a long sword in the blink of an eye. Too many incredible things were done by Qin Feng in a short period of time. Those who always discuss things like hot air, when they encounter things, are completely stunned at this time, and they don't know what to say. Even if it is a dream, no one will dream of such a scene. It is incredible. It has completely exceeded people's expectations. When Qin Feng's figure disappeared for a while, countless exclamations sounded. Heaven, earth, me, I'm numb. F***K, F***K, F***K. That is the real immortal, and will not accept any refutation. I want to know, who is it? Why? Don't you ask? It must be Qin Feng, the patriarch of the Qin family, the sect master. You can't think of it just by looking at the attitudes of other people. A hero matches a beauty. At that moment, I envy the goddess of death, being able to be cared for in the arms of the gods. My god, the girl's heart of this old man is about to be awakened. Well, the change in wind direction is just unpredictable. At the beginning, there was a lot of scolding, and they all felt that Qin Feng's embrace of Yan Xiao was a kind of blasphemy to the goddess, which was unbearable. Now, I immediately feel that the happiest person is Yan Xiao. There are already many girls on the internet who are following the live broadcast, and they are crazy. The hatred of taking a husband is inexorable. Jimmy, that's my husband. Don't steal it from anyone who dares to rob. Then draw the knife. My husband. No one is allowed to refute. Pull it down. It's the same as the goddess Goyen. It's goddess Yan or an immortal cultivator. Can you fight it? It's a lot of fun. If you really want to be slapped by Goddess Yan, you probably have to cry for a long time, due To the gods, don't think about it, this. CP, I've made up my mind, and quickly move the Civil Affairs Bureau to the two of them. The discussion on the internet is extraordinarily lively. At this time, Qin Feng, who had already landed on the ground, still had an unfamiliar expression, as if what happened just now had nothing to do with him at all. Feeling better? Yan Xiao nodded immediately. I thought it was alright. I'm fine now. Oh, is it time to think about it? I feel like you are quite heavy. Yan Xiao was choked to death in an instant. Well, it's still like that. A proper straight man of steel. Chapter 99. A wave of flatness, a wave of rise. Qin Feng didn't think he was a straight man, but he was just making a joke to ease the atmosphere. With Qin Feng's strength against the sky, even if he weighs 1,800 jins on his body, he will not feel heavy. Yan Xiao's body proportions are particularly well balanced, and it is not related to weight. The rest of the Qin family are still fighting against alien beasts. Without the huge monsters and beasts, the other beasts would have no fierce capital relatively, and they would have no power to fight against the rest of the Shankin family. However, this time the alien beast was very cunning. Try not to meet the Qin family members. Even if they do, some will fight, and the others will immediately scatter and attack those civilians, still causing a certain number of casualties. Wuhua from Dukar village exhaled a long breath. Qin Feng killed the huge monster and beast with one sword, which also brought a shock to several people. With a sigh, Wuhua said, "Until now, I finally understand it all. No wonder Qin Zhang mainly organized the evacuation of the people from the island city. The last time the alien beast invaded, I felt something wrong, and became more cunning. The people of the Qin family are powerful, but after all, their number is small and their energy is limited. Now, to deal with alien beasts and protect civilians, the battle situation is even more complicated and changeable." Sect Master Qin anticipated the possible danger in advance, and he wanted to taking the island as a main battlefield, taking the opportunity to eliminate those aliens beasts, and transferring civilians in advance, can allow the immortals of the Qin family to completely let go without any involvement. Xiao Li said in a puzzled way, if Sect Master Qin had expected it long ago, why didn't he suggest that the people of Heidao City be evacuated in advance? Hua frowned slightly and explained, don't you understand this? If you evacuated yesterday, and people went to the MT building, how could those alien beasts make a comeback? Besides, Sect Master Qin is powerful, but he is a human, not a god, and it is impossible for anything to happen. I can think of it. If it hadn't already happened, who could have predicted that those alien beasts would make a comeback in the island city? Xiao Li thought about it for a while. It really is such a truth, and he is completely convinced. Sect Master Qin is too powerful. I'm fortunate to have Sect Master Qin in China, and I'm also fortunate to have these Qin family members. Unfortunately, I couldn't listen to the words of Sect Master Qin this time and let people evacuate ahead of time. 2. It shouldn't be. The driver Liao Li said, it's nothing. At least, the final result is acceptable. But what I can't understand is what are the thoughts of those who keep cursing the Qin family on the internet. Wuhua's face was a little surprised, and he asked, is there anyone on the internet who cursed the Qin family? Yes, and there are not a few. Leader, take a look. Xiao Li quickly found it, and the more Wuhua looked at it, the more gloomy his face became. Internet violence makes people feel abhorrent. Everyone in the Qin family, in the midst of life and death, guarding the safety of the Chinese people, is still subjected to this kind of curse. Doesn't that make the hero bleed and cry? I always feel that this matter may not be so simple. There are still people who are leading the rhythm and let other personnel come to Huaxia. How they came up with it is simply ridiculous. What's going on here must be found out. After pondering for a while, Xiao Li understood the meaning of the leader, and immediately nodded. Leader, I'll arrange it now, and let people investigate this matter strictly. Maybe it's really not easy. The fight in the island city has come to an end point after all. Those alien beasts couldn't bear the huge losses, and began to retreat frantically. As for those who didn't have time to retreat, they couldn't care less, and were killed one after another by the angry Qinzu and others. Heidao City was once again safe, but compared to yesterday, the price was much more. Not only did some high-rise buildings suffer heavy damage, but there were also many innocent people who lost their lives and cried, which could be vaguely heard everywhere. Kinzu and the others didn't feel that they remembered the scene of the admiration of the people yesterday, but now, they feel a little uncomfortable. They feel that they have betrayed the trust of these people, and failed to completely resist the invasion of alien beasts soon. Qin Feng and Yan Xiao rushed over. Several people immediately saluted ? Brother Feng, you are here. Miss Yan, hello. Sovereign, hello Miss Yan. Yan Xiao hurriedly nodded her head to say hello. She could sense that the eyes of others were a little complicated, and they probably felt that they had a close relationship with Qin Feng. Yan Xiao's face was a little red, but she couldn't help but feel a little joy in her heart. She didn't bother with this kind of misunderstanding. Qin Feng's voice is still very calm. Get up. Some things, as long as you have a clear conscience, don't be listless because of a little setback. Yes, understood. Sect Master, Qin. Heogsu, Qin you two are staying in Heidao City. This time, Qin Heogsu nodded without any hesitation. Sect Master, don't worry, I will definitely stay here with peace of mind. If those alien beasts dare to come again, even if I die, I will kill them without leaving a single piece of armor. Qin Feng patted Qin Heogsu on the shoulder and said slowly, there are a lot of things still waiting for you to do. How can you lightly talk about life and death? Not only you, but also the rest of you have listened. The current fight is just the beginning. The follow-up, there are more dangerous things in wait for us. Everyone's life in my Qin family is very precious, and there are many alien beasts, so you need not only fight bravely, but also protect yourself as much as possible. If you don't wait for the final victory, you will die, then not a hero, but a coward in my eyes. Understand? Clear? Several people answered in unison, and they were more and more respectful to Qin Feng in their hearts. Okay, you guys go back to yourselves. I have to go back. Kinzu and others knew very well that the Qin family in Dukao village, all immortal cultivators, young and old, had already gone to various cities. Originally, Qin Feng was fighting, and Dukao village would naturally have no problems. The situation in Heidao City exceeded expectations. Qin Feng was forced to come, and the safety of the village made people feel worried. Without saying any more nonsense, several people left. Qin Feng looked at Yan Xiao, thought about it, and said, if you have time, go to my place. Your strength is still too weak. At least staying by my side for a few days will give you enough ability to protect yourself. Okay, Yan Xiao agreed immediately, as if afraid that Qin Feng would go back on it. Qin Feng suddenly frowned slightly, his expression slightly wrong. What's wrong? Yan Xiao asked nervously. If something goes wrong in the village, we must rush back as soon as possible. Yan Xiao's pretty face changed immediately. She knew very well that the immortal cultivators of the Qin family were all outside. Now, Qin Feng is all in Heidao City. Once there is a problem in the village, the trouble will be big. Chapter 100 The Crisis in the Village. When Qin Feng felt that something was wrong, the sky above Dukao village in Luo City was already covered with dark clouds. Wu Hua and others, who had been staying in Dukao village, changed their expressions instantly. What happened in front of him these few days has become too familiar. It is obviously a sign that the alien beast is about to invade. Most importantly, the dark clouds were pressing down, and it happened to appear over Dukao village. This may not be just a coincidence. The perception of immortals is much stronger than that of ordinary people. In the same way, those alien beasts are also aware of the immortal cultivators who can endanger them. Due to the dense coverage of aura and the picturesque scenery, Dukao village makes those beasts also able to perceive the existence of aura. The immortal cultivators of the Qin family suffered a great loss one after another. How could those beasts not be angry? This is obviously revenge. Xiaoli's face suddenly changed, and he said, Leader, there is an invasion of alien beasts here. It's too dangerous. You should leave here first. Wu Hua's face became very determined, and he blurted out, confused, how can I leave? Everyone in the Qin family sacrificed their lives for the sake of Huaxia. Sect Master Qin Feng didn't even care about the clansmen in the village, so he rushed to Heidao City in person. Now, the remaining people in Dukao village are old and old. small. Once the alien beast attacks, it will definitely suffer heavy casualties. Let the defense forces in Los Angeles come here immediately. No matter how much the price is paid, the safety of the Qin family in Dakar village must be guaranteed. Leader, I'll make arrangements now, but you can't be in such a dangerous place. Don't say it anymore. Woohooer interrupted Xiaoli directly. My life is not as good as any of the Qin family. Do as I say immediately. At this time, the defense forces in Los Angeles were already rushing towards Dakar village point in the sky. There is already a sea of clouds churning. Boom, boom. The terrifying sound is already stirring, and the speed is particularly fast. Just a minute or two before and after, the center of the vortex in the far sea, like a crack in the sky, suddenly appeared. In the gap, a strange beast appeared and kept roaring. Ow. But, woo. Woo's face changed again, and he felt that something big was about to happen. If the immortal cultivators of the Qin family sacrificed their lives in front of them to protect the Chinese people, but the family members in the village were killed and injured countless times, would it make the immortal cultivators of the Qin family feel disheartened? After all, immortal cultivators are also human beings. If they can't protect their family members well, how can they feel sorry for them? Are the staff in place? Xiaoli called in a hurry and kept urging. Leader, I'm urging. It should be here soon. Where's the gunship? You must come immediately and give me your life to stop those beasts, and the follow-up personnel will quickly transfer the people in the village. Yes, I will arrange it immediately. Alien beasts began to appear continuously, opening their bloody mouths and roaring angrily. Woohooer quickly opened his mouth and shouted, people in the village, I'm a friend of your patriarch. Don't worry, I'll guarantee your safety. Now, listen to me, everyone, follow me immediately. Soon, someone will come and take you to transfer. The meaning is obvious. Woohooer doesn't want these people to wait here. He wants to go out first and go to the direction where the troops are coming so that he can get rescue faster. Never thought that the village, regardless of the elderly or children, was not as flustered as expected. An old man tried his best to say, everyone, don't panic, don't be chaotic. My Qin family is not afraid of death. Just follow the patriarch's instructions. Go to the competition arena. Hurry up. Xiaoli was anxious and said loudly, old man, you are confused. You must leave the village now. Little baby, you don't understand at all. The safest place right now is our village. You can't leave for a time. Xiaoli was about to vomit blood. Old man, now is not the time to be emotional. Hurry up with us. Trust us, and we will find a way to ensure your safety. As he spoke, there were already alien beasts charging towards the village point. Xiaoli's face changed again, and he was extremely anxious. Leader, they don't listen to advice at all. You can't be here anymore. It's too dangerous. Let's go. Woohooer's face was a little pale. Facing the fierce and ferocious impact of alien beasts, he kept approaching. No one could do it without fear at all. However, Woohooer gritted his teeth and said loudly, I can't leave. Even if I die, I have to die with the Qin family. Otherwise, the Qin family will be too heartbroken. At this time, Woohooer had put his life and death aside. Xiaoli stomped his feet in a hurry, but there was nothing to help. The roar of the plane's engine sounded, and an armed helicopter was already on its way. Da. The sound of gunshots sounded, constantly attacking those alien beasts. It is a pity that the lethality of bullets to alien beasts has been proven several times, and it is completely ineffective. Basically it's a delay. The targets of those alien beasts are very obvious, and they don't even care about the arrival of the armed helicopters. They still roar and charge towards the village, their fangs exuding a cold light, and they look extremely terrifying. Xiaoli couldn't help shaking his body. It's over. It's over now. Between life and death, there is great terror. How could he not be afraid at all? Xiaoli's face was twisted, and he was about to cry. Seeing that, the ferocious alien beast was about to rush into the village. It was at this time that an incredible scene began to happen. In the competition arena located on the mountain behind the village, there was a faint roaring sound at a speed visible to the naked eye. Above the competition arena, the golden light is brilliant. Immediately after, the light continued to skyrocket, turning into a colorful color, as if the entire village was wrapped up in the blink of an eye. Those who were on the armed helicopter looked stunned, and in the sky, they saw it most clearly. At this time, the entire Dakar village seemed to be completely wrapped by a colorful protective cover. You must know that Qin Feng laid the mana barrier at the beginning. Later, after refining the imperial soldiers and successfully proving himself as an emperor, he improved the mana barrier again, not only limited to the competition field. When the crisis came, the magic barrier was triggered instantly. It looks dazzling, but in the eyes of Wu Hua and those armed helicopter personnel, there is a look of doubt. The alien beasts are extremely fierce. So far, only the immortals of the Qin family can kill those alien beasts. Others can't stop them at all. Although the current light is bright, can they really resist the impact of the alien beasts? When they were worried, those roaring, ferocious beasts, without any hesitation, came madly from all directions, just to burst into the village and start killing people. Revenge. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.